Check one, check two. Yeah. It looks like we're finally getting some talk of fake rappers, fake podcasters, people who are in this industry who are not really real. Yeah. It looks like we're finally getting some talk of that. I want to talk about a few things that are going on. I mean, I know we got a little bit going on with some trials and cases that, you know, I don't really like to cover that stuff. I like to keep it more 100% hip hop over here. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, there's some funny beefs going on, you know, with academics finally getting called out somewhat. I think they need to do it to Charlemagne too, but I think Charlemagne, as of now, is just a little too powerful. And they also know that he's down with Jay-Z, so I think people are a little bit scared to go after him. But what I will say, though, is that it's good that some rappers and some podcasters are finally getting called out for their trash takes. Let me go ahead and play this Joe Budden clip real quick of what he's saying about Drake. If y'all remember when Drake said that his pen ain't dry, his pen is wet, so be careful before you reply. Yeah, Drake is still out here sending shots. He's still sending shots, man. Yeah, let's go.
Yo, Drake, don't talk like that about your pen no more. I think that part is over. That's all I got. Like, love what you're doing. Love the 3 albums. Hey, Steak, Nelk Boys.
Wait. You say you think that part is over?
The pen ain't over.
That part is over with.
His pen ain't over.
The fuck it is?
Yes, it is. Stop it.
You crazy as hell.
How am I crazy?
His pen ain't
How am I
over.
crazy?
He was just rapping his ass off 2 months ago.
That's not the conversation I'm having.
Oh, okay.
I'm having the conversation of threatening rappers, saying my pen is still
he can threaten other rappers.
He can definitely threaten rappers.
Yeah, he can.
Who can he threaten?
Whoever the fuck he want.
No, he can't. No, the fuck
Outside
he can't.
that one nigga, yes he can.
No, he cannot.
Yes, the fuck he can.
The threatening days is over.
Shit.
Nobody's scared.
The shit that he said.
Nobody's scared. Nobody's afraid. Nobody's worried.
You adding a piece to it. You said ain't nobody say shit about niggas being scared.
Yes, you can threaten whoever you want.
Threaten who you want.
Anybody.
Jump out
but you
and
only
make an
give a threat if
example.
you think
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Anybody can threaten anybody.
Right, but Drake could threaten a motherfucker.
He can threaten
you
a lot
not
of
scared. You
motherfuckers.
jump out, and he can make an example out of a lot of motherfuckers.
He can threaten a lot.
We're not gonna sit here and play like he can't still get busy.
I agree.
Who is he saying this to?
Whoever it applies to.
No,
Be
see, that's
careful
not true.
with the shit y'all saying.
I totally disagree.
Because I can still go.
He could say that to Lil Yachty. He could say it to Don Toliver. He could say it to
he could say it to anybody but that one
any
nigga.
of the drill rappers. Nobody that can actually MC is afraid of Drake like maybe they once were. And that's what I'm speaking to.
I hear Joe Budden's point on this, and I'm glad that we brought this up real quick because this was a topic that I wanted to touch base on real quick. And Ice, or whatever his name is, he said that Drake is only afraid of that one NIGGA. Which I think we all can assume that he means Kendrick. But let me go ahead and say this. Did we forget about Pusha T? Did we forget about Pusha T? I mean, even when I look back at the battle between Kendrick and Drake, I think that the battle with Kendrick and Drake was definitely very detrimental to Drake's career. But I will say that I think that Pusha T is more of a threat. If I were Drake, I would be, well, you know, if you're Drake, you got to just be a rapper. You got to rap, and that's what it is, right? But my point is, though, is that let's just say if I were in Drake's shoes, I would be more concerned with Pusha T than I would be with Kendrick Lamar. So I don't agree with Ice's take where he basically was saying, oh, well, you know, he's only afraid of Kendrick. No, did we forget what Pusha T did to this man? Pusha T basically turned this man into a father. Let's not forget. So I think that Drake is very scared. I mean, if you even remember, if anything, Drake went a few rounds with Kendrick, right? He didn't want to go any rounds with Pusha T, okay? So let's not forget that. Let's proceed with the take.
He could definitely threaten rappers.
Yeah, he can. Who can he threaten?
Whoever the fuck he want.
No, he can't. No, the fuck
Outside
he can't.
that one nigga, yes he can.
No, he cannot.
Yes, the fuck he can.
The threatening days is over. Nobody's scared.
The shit that he said.
Nobody's scared. Nobody's afraid. Nobody's worried.
You adding a piece to it. You said ain't nobody say shit about niggas being scared.
Yes, you can threaten whoever you want.
Threaten who you want.
Anybody.
Jump out
But you
and
only
not make
give
an
a threat if
example.
you think
That's what I'm talking about. Free. Anybody can threaten anybody.
Right, but Drake could threaten a motherfucker.
He can
cool,
threaten
you
a lot
not
of
scared. You
motherfuckers.
jump out, and he can make an example out of a lot of motherfuckers.
He can threaten a lot.
We're not gonna sit here and play like he can't still get busy.
I agree.
Who is he saying this to?
Whoever it applies to.
No,
Be
see, that's
careful
not true.
with the shit y'all saying.
I totally did.
Because I can still
Oh,
go.
he could say that to Lil Yachty. He could say it to Don Toliver. He could say it to any.
I said he could say it to anybody but that one
any
nigga.
of the drill rappers. Nobody that can actually MC is afraid of Drake like maybe they once were, and that's what I'm speaking to.
And
there was a
sometimes
time.
you gotta
Let me
remind
talk,
niggas.
dog, please. There was a time when he could say that, and it would instill fear. That day is over. Is all I'm saying.
Until he remind motherfuckers, Joe.
What do y'all think about that? Until he reminds people. Listen, I don't think Kendrick is afraid of him at all. That's all, I'll say about that. And I think Kendrick already kind of proved his point with that, like how he's just like not even responding. He's letting him get his little Iceman, roll out, doing his thing. I mean, Drake was even posting today how he got his Rolex gifted to him by Rolex. So, I mean, he's doing his thing. He's popping out. He's doing his thing. He's trying to show that he's not phased, even though we know low-key that he is phased. But I got to say, man, as we ask these questions of hip-hop and of the state of hip-hop, I saw some music videos come out today, right? And I said to myself, I was like, man, it's literally like that Roots song. You know what I'm saying? The Roots say that it's always the same beat. Or let me take that back. Well, yeah, technically it is the same beat sometimes, but then they also say it's really the same song, but only the beat changes. Ex-Pirate, what's good, man? You said every time you come on here, I never respond to you. My bad. This is the first time I've seen you. This is the first time I've seen you in the chat, but welcome. I'll try to respond to you as much as possible. You know what I mean? Sometimes the comments start going a little crazy, as you know. So, we try to do our best. But thank you, fam. I appreciate you for being here. Dolby, you said hip hop fell off in New York. Wow. First time I heard that one. That's why I got to do these streams, man. It never ceased to amaze me. The USAID was holding hip hop up. When they cut funding, hip hop dropped off. Yeah, I've been reading about that, and a lot of people have been saying that. What exactly was the USAID funding? I've been asking what mic you have for a month. Are you talking about this mic right here? This mic right here is my secret weapon, if that's what you're asking for. This mic right here is my secret weapon. This isn't a podcaster mic. This microphone is actually a rapper's mic. It's one of the microphones that I use to rap with. But I'll go ahead and drop a jewel for you. It's called an AKG. You can look it up. You could probably find it at the Guitar Center or find it online. AKG, one of the dopest mics. I got this mic years ago, and it still works great to this day. Still works great to this day, man. So that's one of the mics I recommend. I've done a lot of albums on these mics, but I mean, there's other good mics out there now. Like when I was coming up, it was hard to find a good microphone, but now it's easier to find a good microphone, man. If you really want a good mic, man, just go with the Shure. Just get a Shure. The Shure mic is the one that everybody loves, man. You said you're going to be honest, you don't know what's considered hip-hop. Well, you're in the right place, man, because this is what we talk about right here all day. All day, pretty much all day, every day. We talk about hip-hop, and that's what we're going to be doing right here for the week, is talking about hip-hop. And I'm going to be playing some clips. Those of you on TikTok might not be able to see it, and thank you for the likes coming in. Let's make sure that we get the likes and share the live, so we can get more people up in here. We're just getting started right here. My name is beatGrade. You're now tuned in to the best. Let's go. Donnie D, you feel like it fell off. I guess like underground stuff a lot. Yeah, I agree. I like the underground stuff too, man. Thank you. Thank you, Into Coming Clean. Thank you for the follow, and thank you for liking the live, man. You said, I like New York stuff, Mob, Nas. That ain't hip-hop, right? That is hip-hop, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. You know Wu-Tang Clan is and Mob and Nas is hip-hop. Wild Beats or Wild Beast. You says it fell off. Yep, Wu-Tang forever. Yeah, I got my Wu-Tang right here, as you see. All right, word up. Word up, Cleaner. Yeah, man. And I didn't really do the Wu-Tang Wednesdays this Wednesday. I'll do the Wu-Tang Wednesday next Wednesday. Speaking of Wu-Tang, I did hear that Inspector Deck just dropped an album. So I'm looking forward to peeping that out. Reason why I say it fell off in New York is because New York radio don't play what streets rock. Man, that goes for every radio station. That ain't just New York, man. That's every radio station. Hip hop hasn't been good since 2005, Brick Steeler says. Yeah, I kind of agree with you. Expirate, you said, I'm being so for real. I don't know what's the difference between rap and hip hop. Well, I'll tell you right now, man. Like I said, you come to the right place. Yes, INS new music. Yeah, I'm going to check that out. Rap is something you do. Hip hop is something you live. That's the difference. Hip hop is the culture. Rap is what you do to perform the culture or perform the art form. All right. I remember, and let's get a round of applause for that one. You know what I'm saying? You said, I remember when every artist had a different sound, feel, and message. Everyone has the same lyrics. Wild Beats, you're not fronting on that, man. I just heard this song today by some of these mainstream rappers, and I was just like, yo, they talking about the same thing, and everybody's up here posting this shit like it's dope. Yeah, much respect. Cleaner, I appreciate you, man. Much respect to you too. Rap didn't just fall off, it's just all the same. Yeah, I agree. I agree, man. I appreciate the 80s and 90s hip-hop more now. Gohan 239. You ain't fronting, man. Infrared, a.k.a. East Sitter. Rap didn't fall off. Okay, yeah, I did hit you with that. But thank you, Infrared Eastern, for the follow. I appreciate you. I can't wait for Busta to drop Jay Dilla tracks. Yeah, did you hear? Speaking of which, I didn't really go and check that track out, but did you hear that he did a song with Lil Wayne, Busta Rhymes, Lil Wayne, over a Dilla beat? Yo. I can't even imagine hearing Lil Wayne over a Dilla beat. Might have to pull that one up because, yes, man, thank you for reminding me. I'm like, yo, Lil Wayne over a Dilla beat. Now, I know Busta worked with Jay Dilla a lot, so I'm not surprised about that. I'm pretty sure he had a lot of Dilla beats in the archive, but I'm just like, yo, man, for real? Like, I think this is it right here, or a clip of it. Vanilla Ice.
Look, my money bag heavy. In every town I lock up, like loaves of bread jumping out the toaster when I pop up.
I don't want to play too much of it because I don't want to get a copyright. Plus, I don't really mess with Buster anymore, but I'll just play a little clip. Just
my pain, one drag for my sorrow. I ain't doing well, bitch, I'm doing Wells Fargo. Been around the world, there's no place like pussy. I take one shot for my pain, one drag for my sorrow. I ain't doing well, bitch, I'm doing well.
And lick my lollipop up.
Swish and roll tight, click roll tighter. I wave my red flag like a fucking bullfighter. Yeah, bitch like the L Boogie. I've been around the world, there's no place like pussy. I take one shot for my pain, one drag for my sorrow.
Okay, Lil Wayne actually sounds like he's riding the beat right there for once. I'll give him that. He sounds like he's finally riding the beat for once. Let's say if rappers didn't have anything to say, they at least made a dance song like something for us dancers. Yeah, true. Guys like Jid, Saba, Obi Ree need more appreciation. LM says, yeah. I mean, I heard a lot of people shout out Jid on these streams, so it sounds like he's definitely known in the underground. Let me make sure I can hear you guys all right. The only and main issue with hip hop is the sample rule. I agree with you on that. Like a good dance song, we had them back in the days. Ice Cold says hip hop has fallen. Time to move on. Time to move on to another genre. Is that what you're saying? Yeah, I see you, Spill Leon. You said Lil Wayne is money. Jid is the truth right now. Yeah, man, I've been hearing a lot of people say that about Jid, and I've heard a couple of his tracks, and I did like what I hear from him, but I haven't really like dug deep into his catalog. So maybe I need to go a little bit deeper into his catalog. It's damn near has merged into electronic music with this new generation. Yeah, you ain't lying about that. And some people have even said that they think it's starting to turn into like kind of punk. It's definitely on some also like a lot of these mainstream rappers. A lot of them are definitely like on this goth punk rock. It's almost like Marilyn Manson. You know what I mean? Like I just saw Marilyn Manson put up a new video yesterday or the other day. And I was like, man, this actually reminds me of what a lot of rappers are doing right now. Haha. I think we have a Kendrick hater in the chat. We have a Kendrick hater in the chat. Him. You said Kendrick ruined it until Iceman dropped. Wow. I don't know if I agree with that, but that's cool. Iceman, I respect Iceman. I respected it. I actually thought it was pretty dope, so I respect Iceman. There's no experiences or stories being told in hip-hop anymore. Things seem experimental and cold right now, Psyop says. That's an interesting name, Psyop. Dolby says, boo that man. Sure, I'm hating, but the stats prove that. Is that what we're going off of? Is it off of streams? Because, I mean, Drake already kind of proved in his lawsuit that streams mean nothing, really. Michael says, I don't know if it fell off. I do know it's changed drastically. Yes, I agree with you, Michael. What'd you say? What about that Type album? Which album? What about the Type album? Which album are you talking about? Oh, Tyga album. Yeah, well, did you hear it got 0.0 on Pitchfork? Even though Antonio says it fell off. Yes, that's how we know who's listening to what. Yeah, but if they're botting streams, then it doesn't really matter. I mean, that's what your boy Drake basically said in his lawsuit with Universal, was that the streams for Not Like Us weren't even real. So it's actually a known fact that they're possibly botting streams and controlling what's mainstream. I mean, we were just talking about this yesterday where I saw that dude Saucy, whatever his name is, the gay rapper who wears a wig and got his nails, and this dude is on the Billboard charts and streaming supposedly. And Charlemagne had him on the Breakfast Club. And I'm thinking like, well, just because he might be trending on the charts, which I think is really fake. I think they're bodying those streams because I don't know anybody that's listening to that music. I don't even hear it on TikTok. This dude said that he heard his music is trending on TikTok. I was like, I don't even hear it on TikTok, but whatever. He's on the Breakfast Club. He's on these big podcasts for some weird reason. He's on the Billboard charts, but does that necessarily make him hip hop, or does that necessarily make him real? You know what I mean? Exactly. The Something Creek, like this shit is so trash. So I don't know if we can really trust just because something's on the Billboard charts. Does that really make it dope? I think it's more so about what the streets are saying and what the culture says. And for the most part, I think that we can't, like, you're entitled to like whoever you want to like. Everybody is entitled to like whoever they want to like. But I think that at the end of the day, we can't say that Kendrick didn't shift the culture a little bit. Oh, you said his song is trending on TikTok, and you know how that happens, right? I find it really interesting, and let me speak on that too, because I did some research on this topic. I find it interesting that his song is trending right after he signed a deal with RCA Records. Coincidence? I think not. The labels control what's trending on TikTok. Trust me, they influence the minds here. Michael Rico, Chris Rock once said hip hop was about something Tupac and Biggie. Yep. Speaking of Tupac, man, what do y'all think about that case, man? The trial's coming up next week. Hasn't fell off. Other demographics make it lame. Anthony says, okay. I see you, Michael. Okay, let's be honest. Drake has never made a good song, pure effing trap beats. I don't know if I agree with that. I think So Far Gone was a good mixtape by Drake. And I think Nothing Was the Same was a good album. And Take Care was a good album. Yo, no joke. Oh, yeah. David will... 90% of these rappers... You must be white. Will the Beast, you must be white to make that statement. You know what I mean? Exactly. It's a black American art form. It wasn't meant for the masses or mainstream. Well, it was so dope that it did go mainstream. That's the whole point. What happened to the Fugees and Lauryn Hill? They were fantastic. Yeah, man. I mean, they got older, I guess. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they're still performing. I just don't think they're dropping albums anymore. Who sold their soul? Listen to Kendrick's Po Man Dreams for real. Yeah. People stopped taking hip hop seriously when Kendrick got 5 Grammys for a diss track that was botted. So you're admitting now, see, that's what I'm saying, him. You're admitting that streams are botted. So therefore, we can't really go what's with the trends or what's with the algorithms, because those of us that do our research, we can tell that these streams are being botted. Antonio says, listen to Gangstar. I worked that record, so I'm very familiar with that record. I actually worked at the record company that put that record out, Virgin Records. I used to work up there. And I worked in Virgin Records back in the 90s, so I know pretty much I got very extensive details on hip hop, and I definitely know Gangstar very well. Met them a couple times, actually. Guru, I could consider Guru a friend in a way. He was a friend. Primo too, man. Primo looked out for me, but what's really ironic is that I feel like Guru was a little cooler with us back in the days. But yeah, man, I worked that record. I did street promo for Gangstar. We can always tell when it's botted. Now, I'm just being real, race aside, okay. Yeah, I could think of a few other rappers that are better than Lil Dicky, but I like Lil Dicky. Shout out Lil Dicky. Speaking of which, he gave me a drop too for beatGrade. Bro, we need more artists like Nas, Gangstar, Mos Def, Mobb Deep, new hip hop. What are we saying? New hip hop is bad. I agree. J. Cole and Dreamville, only thing carrying the scene. Ankle monitor music. Who's that you talking about? Dude, bro, 907? That's funny. You know it's bad when Kendrick features on Twitter begging for money. What was that? I didn't see that on Twitter. Please tell me. Showbiz and AG. Yep, man. Hey, you know your thing. If you're saying Showbiz and AG, you definitely know your hip hop. Like, Showbiz is definitely an underrated producer in hip hop. I'm glad you brought up Showbiz, man. Like, that producer right there, and the whole team, right? Because didn't they have wasn't he part of the Digging in the Crates? Let me pull him up real quick. He was part of Digging in the Crates, right? But with all them, Showbiz and AG, yeah, man, underrated, man. You're right, or underappreciated, whatever you want to call it. We don't hear their names enough. Kendrick is whack. Ooh, thanks for the share, fam. I appreciate you. Tony Beeman says Kendrick is whack. Are you sure about that? Come on, man. Come on. I just need to clear my mind. Now it's been racing since the summertime. Yep. Right. Yeah, let me ask you a question, man. Dottie 6 and Hidda J are literally on Twitter begging for some money. Okay, that's Hidda J3. That's not Kendrick. I don't think Kendrick is begging for money, man. I think the dude is worth over almost $1 billion at this point. Like, did you not see his tour? His tour with SZA, it grossed $200 million pretty much. It was one of the largest selling tours of all time, or definitely for hip hop. Okay, I thought you said Kendrick is on Twitter begging for money. Let's go back to the comments and fact check. Well, we have your comments, man. But yeah, okay, yeah, I know Twitter. I know Kendrick isn't asking for money. Like, come on, Kendrick wouldn't do that. Kendrick don't even need to ask for money, man. I think he's straight, and even then, I don't think that he would. Oh, you said Kendrick's features on Twitter were begging for money. Well, Hidda J3, he's just not, no disrespect to him. Oh, yeah, shout out to my fan, Percy P. That's my fan, Antonio. So Antonio knows his shit. Okay. Were you the one that said Showbiz too? All right, you know your shit. Shout out. Yeah, Percy P's one of the homies. Yeah, but he owes most of it back to the label. Okay, but let me say this. Life, like Sonic says, y'all still into the hip hop thing after all the Diddy stuff? All of the man like each other? Well, let me say this, man. Diddy is one of the people who's responsible for ruining hip hop. I think now the more that we've done these streams and the more that we've done these talks, the truth has come out that now we understand that Diddy was really the reason why hip hop is such trash right now, and the reason why we have these rappers out here that are saying the same thing is because the main reason is because of Diddy. Diddy is one of the real reasons, man. Yeah, I don't know. Some of y'all asking some crazy questions, man. Y'all may have to answer that. Crazy questions. Let me ask you this, him. I have a question just for you, and this will let me know if you're trolling or not. What do you think? And like I said, everybody's entitled to their opinion, so there's no right or wrong answer. What do you think of the Kendrick Lamar album, Good Kid, Mad City? The first one, or the first major album that he dropped. Do you think that album was good? Yes or no? Good Kid, Mad City. Tell me what you think in the chat. Okay, but it definitely was his best album. I agree with you on that. That's why I asked that question. But let me ask you this. So you can't believe that it really fell off with him. You can't believe that. Section 80 is fire. Yeah, I agree. Section 80 is definitely fire. But I think that Good Kid, Mad City, he showed elevation on that album. Like, I think when he did Good Kid, Mad City, which actually, yeah, it needs to be on my wall. Top 10 hip-hop albums. Okay, cool. So you're not fully trolling. So you will admit that Kendrick was one of the last saviors of hip-hop. Like Eminem had said that Kendrick Lamar is one of the best rappers of all time. He's one of the best rappers of all time. I don't think it's just a coincidence that he's a good rapper. I think he's one of the best rappers. No, you don't have to take it from me, Jonathan. This was Eminem's words. Eminem said this. You know what I'm saying? What up, Jose? Appreciate you, man. Thank you for the hearts coming in, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, they say that he is one of the best like Eminem, your favorite rapper. I mean, let's see if we can maybe even pull it up. I don't know if he said it. I don't think he said it on this interview. I was looking for the one where he was like, the one where he was talking in his studio where he had all the cassette tapes behind him. It was like more of a real candid interview. It was pretty dope. Yeah, I think it's right here, but it's only a clip. I wanted to find like the whole thing. Let me see if I can find the whole thing. Yeah, Eminem had even gone up to say, and he also said about Nas too. I hope the hater that was in the chat the other day talking about Playboy Cardi is better than Nas. Yo, I know he was just trolling. I don't think he really meant that, but he kept saying it over and over again, which kind of made me start thinking like, maybe he does actually mean that shit. But I want to just say like, yo, even a lot of y'all love Eminem, right? Y'all love Eminem. And even Eminem has said that Nas is his favorite rapper or one of his favorite rappers. So to be fair, in today's world, kids don't know who Nas is. Daily reminder, Cardi is better than Nas. Oh yeah, there you are. I was just talking about you. Yeah, I think some kids know who Nas is. Let's see if we can find the Eminem interview. The cool part about it is that they just keep having like little clips. I'm looking for like the full interview if I could find it. But it doesn't matter if we find it or not because I don't want it to get it flat. But like I said, FK, homeboy that's a Playboy Cardi fan. Let me ask you a question. Is Eminem one of your favorite rappers? Is Eminem one of your favorite rappers? Because if Eminem's one of your favorite rappers, he's already saying that. Yeah, Antonio says Nas is way better. No doubt. And like I said, I think the fact that Jay-Z is still in the limelight and he's still, you know what I mean, doing his tours, doing his thing, I think that people are starting to get kind of reminded of Nas because Jay-Z is bringing him out.
One of the greatest things about Rakim to me was he would use words that
Eminem saying about Rakim.
You've heard this word rhyme before, but it'd almost be like I don't just use an example. I know he didn't say this, but like Eminem. If it was girl and world, and then all of a sudden Rakim, you'd expect him to rhyme that, and he's rhyming plural and rural. You know what I'm saying? So
art is
like
subjective, and like people will always have their own opinions, even if it disregards.
He was the first. Like I take 7 MCs, put them in a line, and add 7 more brothers who think they can rhyme. Well, it'll take 7 more before I go for mine, and that's 21 MCs ate up at the same time. Easy does it, do it easy. That's what I'm doing. No fessing, no messing around. Yo, the inside rhyme schemes, all that shit, man.
Yeah.
Let me say this real quick. You're right, and I want to speak on that comment that you said because we talked about this. We talked about this briefly the other day. Art is subjective, and people will always have their own opinions. True. And just to let you know, I got Illmatic right here on my wall, right here. I got all the classics right here: Rakim, Jay-Z, Dr. Dre, Juice, Wu-Tang, Nas. There's a few more that I got to put up here that are missing. But let me say this. I agree. Art is subjective. This goes out to Spilled. But let me say this, man. Like I have on the wall right here. There's some projects out there that are just undisputed classics. Word, you said you got Illmatic on your wall too. Yeah. There's just exactly. That's the point that I'm making right here. There's some projects out here that are just undisputed classics that we have to just agree with. Like we can all agree to disagree. We could say, "Oh yeah, well that's just not my generation," or "I just wasn't around when that was." And like we've had said before, a lot of people don't understand that our generation, when hip hop was coming out, our generation, we actually took the time to do our research, to look up old school rappers, to look up the rappers that came before us, and to see what they were doing. Shout out Dolby for the follow. Appreciate you, Dolby Surround Sound. Thank you. Like how Eminem is talking right here in this interview. We actually took the time to go back and study the rappers that came before us, which the strange thing about this generation, well, it's not really that strange. The more and more I look into it, I'm starting to see why. You know what I mean? Like when we have people like what was his name? Sissy Santana or something. When we have people like that go on the Breakfast Club, I can clearly see why rap and hip hop is the way it is. And don't forget, he came from the Diddy camp too. Okay? Because the industry doesn't want you to do your research. If they wanted you to do your research, they would actually have more conscious rappers on the radio show. We would have more rappers talking about different things. It's like I see a mainstream rapper drop a track today. Says, "Oh, it's coming out with the new hot single," and he's talking about the same shit that he was talking about 5 years ago. And I'm just like, yo, the dude is saying the same shit that he said 5 years ago. It's like Eminem and 8 Mile. Didn't you pay attention to the last round, meathead? You're saying the same shit that he said. One of my favorite bars from 8 Mile. You know what I mean? Did you pay attention, meathead? You're saying the same shit that he said. Yes, Jonathan, I am a Pusha T fan. Music Basketball says Drake is the GOAT. Yeah, man. I mean, let me just tell you like this, man. It's just like this generation doesn't do their research, but they should. They should, because if they did their research, then they would know that Nas Illmatic is one of the greatest albums of all time. It's gotten to the point, if I'm not mistaken, I really do believe that it's gotten to the point now that if you say that Nas Illmatic is trash, it's like it's beyond blasphemous. You just don't even know hip hop at that point. You don't know hip hop. It's kind of like what Glasses Malone was saying about academics. Like, dude, you're just a gossiper. You're just a commentator. But you really don't know hip hop or hip hop culture, or don't care to know hip hop culture. You know, it's like saying Michael Jackson is not the king of pop. You know what I mean? Like to say that Nas, and I know that most of y'all that jump in these chats are usually smart and intelligent. So I know that we're not really necessarily talking about you. Okay. Thankfully, hopefully, we're not talking about, well, some of y'all, you know, I don't know. Some of y'all, I don't know. But For the most part, yeah, like you, FKA Al. Playboy Carti has 3 undisputed classics. So it's cool you don't know hip hop. I'm sorry. Yeah, name 3 of Playboy Carti's classics. Can anyone in the chat besides FKA name 3 Cardi B classics? Albums? I mean albums from beginning to end. And you better not say I Am Music. Because that album should have been called He Is Trash. Okay, you said 3. You said 3. You only named 2. I'm looking for 3. Yeah, don't say I Am Music. Don't say I Am Music. That album was trash. Nas Illmatic is one of the best albums. Jay-Z New York. Yes, you were absolutely right. One of the best albums. And everybody knows this. Underground reigns supreme. Pretty Boy says. Yes, absolutely. Group Home. I love Group Home. Superstar. Superman, Superstar. Give me super fat beats like Pablo Escobar. Yeah. Group Home. They don't acknowledge or recognize the greats and will compare the present. Yeah. They don't. They can't. They probably can't even name They probably can't even name 5 Nas songs. Like I said, yo, what up, Juggaloo? What's good, man? Blackout, Method Man, and Redman. You know what's interesting is that I was just listening to Method Man's second solo album, not the first one, but the second one, because I was preparing for my Wu-Tang Wednesdays, and I was listening to what was it, Millennium or something. It was like kind of a decent album. Like it wasn't great, but it wasn't bad either. You know what I mean? Like, especially compared to today. I remember when it came out, I was just like, whatever. But like when I compare it to what's going on today, I'm like, oh, it's actually a pretty good album. FKL says, y'all only talk about Illmatic. And he's so... Oh, yeah, okay, whatever. I'm not even going to disrespect the legend like that. It's not just Illmatic. You can look on my wall right here. And you could see other classics in case you haven't known. And I really suggest for those of you, if you could see right here, for those of you, and I'm going to add more. I got to add more to the top. I haven't done it yet, but now I'm thinking like, okay, there's a few more albums I need to add up there. I would put Kendrick up there, but now I'm thinking, y'all already know Kendrick. Y'all already know Good Kid, Mad City. What I need to do is I need to put up albums that people forgot about. Albums that people need to do their research on. That's what I need to put up. And he's right. Carti don't know Homeboy, but you know, it's all good because this is how Playboy Carti fans are, man. Playboy Carti fans are stans in a way. Speaking of Eminem, they are stans. Yeah, Incarcerated Scarface, this is definitely a classic. Helter Skelter. Yep, exactly. Man, the whole boot camp clique, let's go. Shout out Juggaloo. I appreciate that. You should do some remixes of those guys. Put up LL Bad. Yeah. I like LL Radio and Mama Said Knock You Out. But yeah, LL Bad is definitely pretty dope. But that's a good suggestion. I should have some LL Cool J up here, some Run DMC, Big L, Cool G Rap, Mobb Deep, Outkast. Even though I know some of y'all know about Outkast, but you know, Get Understanding. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. Yeah, 4321 LL Cool J is dope for real. Speaking of which, how we have Eminem up on this screen, one of Eminem's favorite rappers too, LL. I mean, who didn't grow up with LL, right? Who didn't grow up listening to LL?
Man.
Yeah. I feel like Microphone Fiend though. I feel like when I heard Microphone Fiend and Lyrics of Fury. When I heard Lyrics of Fury,
God, yeah.
Naughty by nature.
There's a line I want to find on Lyrics of Fury.
Yeah, that's
There's
true.
only one capable, breaks the unbreakable, melodies unmakeable, patent unescapable, a horn if you want the style I possess.
Rocky, he just
Debate because it's
Hip hop
energy
culture
and it's
this
debate and it's
generation
good.
fell off.
And you're always on the list.
Yeah, I
Do
agree.
you read the list when
Wu-Tang
it
Clan,
goes viral and it's like, all right, top
Mos
20
Def.
rappers of all.
Don't forget Talib Kweli too with Black Star. James says Atmosphere. Wow, I haven't heard their name in a minute. You know what I'm saying? Wow. Yeah, Pun. Definitely. I think everybody in the chat is pretty much disagreeing with you, FKA Al, or however I pronounce it. You said you want to see if you're unbiased, who's more influential, Cardi or Nas? I think Nas is definitely more influential. I mean, he kind of said that in his album Stillmatic when he was beefing with Jay-Z, where he said, name a rapper that I didn't influence. And he's right, to a degree. The only rapper I think that he didn't influence that influenced him was yours truly, Rakim. Right there. That's the only rapper that I think that he didn't. Debo says Brother Lynch. Yeah, you're the second person that said that. FKO, you're funny. Hey, I'm not telling you this. I mean, I am telling you this, but everybody in the chat is telling you this. Everybody in the chat is telling you that you don't know what the hell you're talking about. Let's just end it right here. And I mean, it's good that you come in the chats and you troll and you do your thing with Playboy Cardi. That's good. But let's just speak the truth. If Playboy Cardi, and I can't even believe I'm even having this conversation, but let me just say this real quick. If Playboy Cardi, and I think I might need to pull him up on my screen just for fun. Let's pull up Playboy Cardi. First of all, I can't take a rapper seriously that wears a dress. First of all, let's just say that. First of all, a rapper who wears a dress and paints his fingernails, and trying to be like Marilyn Manson, trying to be a goth punk, like Marilyn Manson, is just trash. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't take a rapper seriously that wears a dress. Okay? And that sucks on lollipops. No, Playboy Cardi was doing it too. I'm pulling up pictures right here on YouTube right now where he's sucking on lollipops, acting really feminine. He pierced his cheek. He pierces, that's cool and all. He paints his fingernails. You can't front that he doesn't paint his fingernails. You can't front that he did not paint his fingernails. I'm looking at a picture of him with his fingernails painted right here. The day that I see Nas paint his fingernails and wear a dress, it's just mind-boggling to me. Like, that is not part of hip-hop culture. But let's just say this for the most part, because I was going to pull up a picture right here for y'all, but I'm like, let's not. I don't know if I want to waste the time pulling up the picture for y'all. Or let's see if you guys might be able to see it. Let me see if I can find a good picture. Let me see. I mean, I understand he's trying to do like the rock goth thing. I get it. Without showing too much, see my setup? See that right there? Yeah, any rapper who paints his fingernails, you saw the picture where he's wearing makeup and he's painting his fingernails. Yeah, I like Common Resurrection. That's a classic. Any rapper, okay, who does that, that's not hip hop. That's not part of hip hop culture. For you to paint your fingernails and wear a dress, I have other images of him wearing a dress. He's rocking like some fashion designers' dresses. So, and trying to be different, trying to be cool, trying to prove that he's got swag and all this shit. Whatever. Okay, but that's cool. You want to do the fashion thing? Oh yeah, no, he wore a dress. I actually talked about it in videos. I got it in videos. Go check my YouTube channel. I pulled it up on my YouTube channel. He's wearing a dress. He's wearing feminine clothes. Okay? Like I pulled it up. But I was gonna say this. Even if I mean, I don't know what you call that. I'm not gonna pull it up on the screen. I don't have time to pull it up on the screen. I don't know what you call this. It looks pretty feminine to me though, what I'm looking at right here. But whatever. But forget his wardrobe. And forget the fact that he wears makeup and he has suspect piercings and he paints his nails and he likes to suck on lollipops in his TikTok videos, right? Let's just forget all that for right now, right? Let's just look at the fact of who he is as a rapper. Now, I understand that he's very mysterious. Can we say this, though? Can we say this, though? He definitely was rocking a purse, though, right? Like, he's rocking a purse, right? Are we really gonna compare a rapper who wears a purse to Nas? I think we can all. Yeah, Ray says Nas is a real lyricist, not a drag queen. He rocked. Listen, look at FKA. He said he rocked that purse and made better music than Nas sounds, and just started. Wow. Hey, let me tell you this, man, and let me really help you here. That's cool. Your boy can go rock a purse. Just don't say that that's hip hop. It ain't hip hop culture, man. That's not part of hip hop. Just like it's not part of country music culture. You will never see a country music man rocking a purse. Right? Am I right or am I wrong? T3PO. If hip hop ever does fall off, it's the fans' faults. I think we're already there, man. I think we're already there. But yeah, if he's going to rock a purse, hey, that's cool, man. You can paint your nails, wear makeup, wear a purse, rock a purse, dress like a woman. That's cool. But yes, exactly, Ray. Like you said, hip hop don't rock purses. Thank you. That's not part of hip hop culture. Wearing a purse is not part of hip hop culture. That's what women do. I'm happy to say that I've never carried a purse before. I'm almost even my female friends that ask me, they're like, "Hey, can you hold my purse for me?" I even feel funny when like my girlfriends ask me to hold their purse. I feel funny, like, what you want me to hold your purse for? Like, if you're getting something out the car, okay, cool, I'll hold your purse for a minute. Or, you know, we're walking over here to my place, all right, I'll hold your purse. But if we're gonna be walking down the street in public, I ain't holding no girl's purse. I'm a man. And my fingernails ain't painted. I don't paint my fingernails. So what I'm saying is that if the day that Nas, which will never happen, hopefully, but the day that Nas or Jay-Z decides to wear a purse and put on a dress or feminine clothing like a blouse or a bodysuit or a crop top, dude has definitely rocked crop tops. Get out of here, homie. Like you said, the drag queen. Woo. So feminine. So feminine. You see, this is the thing that you young kids don't understand, man, is that in our generation, hip hop was considered a man's sport. Now, you got these dudes rocking purses, wearing makeup, painting their fingernails, getting BBLs, Sissy Santana with the wig and the nails. I don't know what the hell y'all are doing now, man. I don't know what the heck your generation is doing now, man. Y'all are tripping. Yeah. No, but it's fun. It's fun to talk about it. It's fun to talk about how far, in some ways, it's kind of fun. It's not that fun, but it's kind of fun to talk about how far hip hop has fallen off, man, in a way. Like now the underground, I think is still there. I think the underground is still coming. You know what I'm saying? But you're right, Jose. Everybody says, yeah, he fallen off. Jose said, let's talk about the Egypt and hip hop. I remember you were asking about that yesterday, and I did say that that's what I was going to talk about today. So thank you for reminding me. And I was thinking about that today. But you know what, man? I am planning on doing a full weekend stream because I got to catch up from the days that I missed on Monday. I think I'll break a little details down like KRS-One did for you, because I did say that I was going to do it today. But it's a little late right now. I'm sure, I don't know where you guys are at right now. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning for some. I don't know what time it is where you guys are at right now. It's a little late for me to break down Egypt. Like, that's something that I really got to do like some deep thinking and deep thoughts with. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not sure if my brain capacity can handle that frequency right this second. Because when I give it to you, I want to give you the all. You know what I'm saying? I want to give you the all. And I'll be honest with you, like I'm jumping on here today because I want to be consistent and deliver real hip hop. But in order to talk about the Egypt, I would really have to like go into some research. And that alone will be like a 3-hour stream. That will be a 3-hour stream. So I think I'm going to save that for tomorrow. If anything, we will do that by Sunday, like a deep, thorough analysis of that by Sunday by the latest, which I think would make sense because Sunday is considered the Sabbath day, which is the holy day. So, you know what I'm saying? But yes. I'll talk about a few things though, man. Dr. Dre, in fact, said people like you is annoying. Like who? Like what? Like what is Dr. Dre? What does Dr. Dre know? Dr. Dre don't even make beats. Mainstream, definitely, I will agree. Mainstream rap is terrible, and the underground is amazing. Yeah, word. Yeah, Jose. I mean, like I said, I'll drop some facts though, man, because you're right. That's definitely a talk that we need to talk about. But I want to really break it down for y'all because I can go deep on that subject. Not just the fact that I've studied it, but the fact that I've been there. I've been to Egypt. So the fact that, and that's one of the reasons why I went to Egypt, was because I know that the knowledge comes from there. You know what I'm saying? And it's like look, let me see if I can find a picture right here, just to show you guys I ain't BSing. I think I have a picture in my phone, but let me see if I could find it real quick. Yeah, man. You know, for those of you on TikTok, yeah, like here, and this ain't no AI. This ain't no AI, because I know some of y'all are going to be like, now that, like, with AI, I took this picture well before AI existed. But if you can see, that's me right there at the Sphinx in Egypt. You know what I'm saying? For those of you on TikTok, you guys can see that. This is me at the Sphinx, meditating, you know, doing my thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I've been to the pyramids. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like I can really explain this for y'all in greater detail because this is the reason why I went there. That's the reason why I went there. I went there to get the knowledge. You know what I'm saying? To figure out, okay, what is the knowledge that they're hiding from us? And I got to tell you, man, it ain't just about hip hop. I mean, this goes deeper too. You know, it looks kind of dry out there. It definitely was, man. I was out there in the summertime too, and it was hot as heck. I'll tell you that. You think it's hot right now? It was hot over there. I'll tell you that, man. All right, let me check out what some of you guys are saying. Go ahead, play location. Okay. I feel you. Okay, what did you say? 50 Cent was... Don't know if I could say that on live, but you said Tupac wore makeup, Biggie lyrics are all questionable. Man, y'all keep saying that, man. Let's not even talk about Diddy. That's y'all era. Diddy is not my era, man. Diddy is like after my era, really. Diddy didn't become famous until like 98, 99. I go back to like 92, man. 91, 92. I was already in this hip hop shit way before Diddy became famous. Way before Biggie became famous. Three-handed DJ says you're sending me an order of pupusas. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I love pupusas. Please send me some. I love that food. I love El Salvadorian, right? That's some of my favorite food. You know what I'm saying? Aries Spears. I look like Aries Spears? Damn, dude, that's an insult. Really. I think I'm much better looking than Aries Spears. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm much better than him. But, you know, hey, maybe you're one of those essays who think that all black people look the same. Huh? Are you one of those dudes? He's like one of those dudes that think all black people look the same. When I was in what's it called? When I was in Europe, I remember this one girl came up to me and she's like, "Oh, you look like Kanye West." She's like, "You look like Kanye West." I'm like, you one of those people that think that all black people look the same. I don't look like Kanye West at all. You know what I'm saying? I don't look nothing like Kanye West. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's cool. That's a first that I heard that. You know what I mean? It's always the ones too that want to talk about your looks, but they don't ever show their face. That's always the interesting thing. You know, I've been doing the internet for so long now that I always notice the people that want to talk about your looks are usually the ones that don't show their face. That's the funny part. You know what I'm saying? But hey, that's how it goes. That's how it goes. You know? But yeah, I just remember that. I told my homegirl that too. I was like, yo, this girl out in Europe, she said I look like Kanye West. She was like, pfft. You know what I'm saying? She's like, you don't look anything like Kanye West. Yeah, I don't even think I'm fat like that dude. That dude is fat, yo. You know what I'm saying? You said you're white, fat, short, and not that good looking. All right, well, at least you're honest. So yeah, man, back to the hip hop. Y'all be going on some crazy shit sometimes, man. Y'all be going on some crazy shit. Back to the hip hop, man. You're right. Let's get out of this Playboy Cardi subject. I was trying to talk about Eminem. That's what we were trying to talk about. You know what I'm saying? But and not really about Eminem as a rapper. I was talking about what Eminem likes. You know what I'm saying? Or what Eminem is like. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're talking about. But yes, man, as far as the golden era of rap, that's where I'm from. You saying play this? Yeah, I'm not sure who that is, but I'll put it up. I'll put it up in my list. You know what I'm saying? I'll put it up in my list. You know. Some of y'all told me about some albums, man. I appreciate it, man. Some people were telling me about some albums that were pretty good that I've been checking out. That I was like, okay, yeah, that's pretty decent. That's pretty dope. Some of it was kind of trash, but some of it was dope. You said, do I like Flatbush Zombies? Yes, I do. Pro Era, definitely dope. ASAP, which one are we talking about? ASAP Mob? Definitely Griselda, for sure. Crime Apple, gotta look them up. M did a song with Kendrick, that's fire. Yeah, I agree. I got DJ Pooh. Those are my peoples, man. DJ Pooh is my peoples, man. I know DJ Pooh personally. That's my peoples. Amp Bakes is dope too. Yeah, I know the Bay Area. You might want to go to a DJ channel though, because like you got DJs that play, they'll probably take your request. You know what I'm saying? Over here we talk about hip hop. We don't really do requests over here. This ain't the request line. But you can hit up some DJs. I'm sure there's some DJs on TikTok right now DJing. I'll be watching their mixes. You said you just binged ASAP Mob last 2 albums. Oh yeah. Word up, fam. Yeah. Thank you for the follow though. Yeah, man. You can check out what we got. Cozy Tapes. I'll look it up, man. I put it in my drive. Yo, for those of you that know, man, we got MC Search who jumped on the chat a few days ago. I still haven't even peeped out his full album yet. Hopefully he ain't, I listened to a couple of the tracks. I liked it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I see. Cozy Tapes, ASAP Mob. Can't wait to hear Fantano's review. I know a lot of y'all don't agree with what Anthony Fantano got to say, but you know what I'm saying? West Coast Bad Boys. or Volume 2. Hey, I'm down, man. Let's talk about it. We could talk about all that, man. We could talk about that. We could talk about Tupac. We could talk about what's getting ready to happen with that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's definitely a big thing that's happening on the West Coast with Tupac. Yeah, I see this. I'm looking up some of the rappers that you guys are telling me. Yeah, the mixtape shit. I'll check it out though, man. I'll check it out. I think I know some of these homies too, man, because I see some people that are like Bay to LA. I know all these cats, man. Like I used to work with the homies that were like down with Bay to LA, all that. You know what I mean? But yeah, like yeah, Too Short, all that. I love it all, man. I love it all. You know what I'm saying? I love it all. The Game versus YG was dope as F. Yeah, it was. Fantano ratings are questionable. Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, I hear you on that. Yeah. Yeah, and I hear you. Romper Room. Okay, yeah. Definitely, man. Thank you for the lookout. Some of this I probably heard. I'm not always 100% familiar with the names, but some of it I probably have already heard. Yeah. The Game versus YG was dope. It was a dope versus. I'm glad you brought that up. And, you know, we did a stream on that. That was a very successful stream. But I got to say that I think, like Whack 100 has said, Game just did that versus because he was just, like, looking out for YG, and he wanted to do something more for the city. You know what I mean? He wanted to do something more for the city. That's what it was. And I think that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? Alchemy says, what state am I from? I'm from where the Game's from, man. I'm from LA. That's where I'm from. You know what I mean? That's why. So like, yeah, the West Coast, I definitely know all about that, man. I know all about that. Kendrick, all that. These are all peoples that I roll with. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Now I'm not from Compton. I've been in Compton though, but I'm not from Compton. I'm just from LA. You know what I'm saying? But I'll be all over, though, man. I'll be all over. You know what I'm saying? Word. Yeah, CPT. Yeah, my peoples is all from Compton, though, man. Like, a lot of my peoples is from Compton. South Central, too, though. You know, shout out to South. I got peoples all over, though, man. We all over here. South Central, Inglewood. You know what I'm saying? Compton. You know, but I also go up to Hollywood too every now and then. You know what I mean? Walker, good question. The IE, I know people in the IE. I'm not really out in the IE, but I know people out there. Inland Empire, shout out to my peoples out there. I got peoples all around though, man. I got peoples all up and down Cali. I got peoples in the Bay, all the way down to LA to San Diego. You know what I'm saying? And Sacramento. But then I also got peoples in New York, too. I got peoples in Texas, man. I got people all over the world, man. That's how I do this. Walker, you asked a good question. You said, what are your thoughts on today's female rappers? The documentary was a legend. Yeah, the Game documentary was a legend. We talked about that the other day, and I'm actually glad you brought that question up because that's another talk that we were supposed to do was on female rappers. I think other than Rhapsody, and I'm glad because I just watched an interview with Rhapsody today. Or yesterday, that was pretty dope, where she was like speaking the truth. But I think that Rhapsody is
been a minute.
definitely
it's really
dope.
nice to see you, bro.
You too, man.
Look at those beautiful bricks behind you. Look at the foundation of music that's stacked up behind you.
Yeah, I think Rhapsody is the best female in the game right now. And I think that overall, a lot of the mainstream female rappers are pretty much trash. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right
Lotto,
now.
she's trash.
Because
Megan Thee Stallion, she's trash. I'm glad, speaking of Eminem, that he dissed her on his new album. You know, and it's funny too because Megan Thee Stallion just signed a deal, I think today or this week with Interscope with the new record deal. I'm just like, man, how are these trash rappers getting these record deals? Dolby Surround says, this is proof that hip-hop is the platform to showcase your love. Yeah, I agree. Latin click Chicano rap OG-ish. Okay, I gotta check that out, man. I gotta check that out. The Cool Kids were dope. The Cool Kids were dope. Yeah, I remember them. So if you know about the Cool Kids, you probably know about Pac Div, right? Pacific Division. You know about Pacific Division? I remember them. And Blue too. Shout out to Blue. I mean, Blue's actually rapped on some of my beats. So shout out to Blue. But yeah, Pac Div. He's pretty dope, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, or they're pretty dope. They were pretty dope. I actually thought that they were gonna blow up for a minute, but then I don't know what happened. You know what I'm saying? Ha, you said no disrespect on the Aries Spears. You were just playing. Hey, it don't bother me, man. It don't bother me. I've been. Thank you for saying that, but it don't bother me. I've been doing this for a minute, man. Like, this shit don't get to me, man. I've heard all kinds of shit, man, since I've been streaming online. I've been hearing all kinds of crazy shit, but I know the truth. That's what I'm saying, man. Like I know when the truth is the truth. You know what I'm saying? I know when some people might be just saying shit to joke around. Or when some people might be just saying some certain things because they like, oh, there's some people out there that really think that all black people look the same. There really are some people out there. Like I said, that one girl in Europe, technically I was actually in Russia or Eastern Europe. But when she said, you look like Kanye West, I was like, man, these white people out here, they think all black people look the same. Crazy, man. But yeah. Nah, it's all to the good. Here, let's play this Eminem clip real quick. I wanted to hear. I mean, this was probably like, I think out of all the interviews that Eminem did with the side of Sway, this is one of his best.
Some
interviews.
tapes are just harder to find than others.
You're a collector. You're preserving these things.
Absolutely, because when I was a kid, I didn't have money to buy every tape I ever wanted. You know what I'm saying? So usually what we had to do was go to this place called Record Time, and I would take the tape that came out a couple of weeks ago, trade it in for the new tape, you know, whatever else was out. Me and my friends would we would take turns buying the tape and be like, it's your turn to buy this tape, and I get to dub it, and then it'll be my turn to buy the next tape. You would dub some, it'd be like, the air would be like, and you'd hear the air more than the tape.
Does Jadakiss or Method Man get more disrespect when it comes to ranking talk? One love. Shout out B Don. Oh my God, there are so many dope hip hop. So many dope hip hop. What? Wait, what do you mean by Jadakiss and Method Man? I think Jadakiss is definitely getting his respect now, and so is Method Man. But if you're talking about ranking, are you talking about like the best rappers? Yeah, you're probably right, because Method Man is definitely up there. I think maybe Method Man doesn't get the shine.
The bass from it.
And that's a good question. I think that Method Man probably doesn't get the shine that he always deserves, is because he's in the group Wu-Tang. And because he's in Wu-Tang, maybe he might get overlooked a little bit sometimes, because there's just so many dope MCs in that group. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got like 9 MCs in that group, so, or 10 now. So, you know, it's probably, you know, the group is always ever changing. So I think like it's hard for Method Man to get his props, but Method Man is definitely, I'd say, in one of the top 20, 25 maybe rappers of all time. I don't know if he's necessarily in my top 10, but I could say that Method Man might be top 25, maybe. Because my list is thorough, man. And my list kind of changes every day, so please don't ask me to go through it right now. But I will say that Method Man probably is definitely in my top 25. I remember one of my girls' friends bought me a CD burner. That's dope. Yeah, I remember I had a CD burner too back in the days. I think Method Man ranking dropped because of the freestyle he did with Black Thought. Not sure if I heard that, but I could already imagine freestyling with Black Thought could be very crucial to your career, because Black Thought is definitely one of the best rappers of all time. Black Thought is definitely underrated. Like you said, if you want to speak about who doesn't get their credit and who might be underappreciated, underdeserved, underrated, Black Thought definitely hits that list, man. And I'm glad that you brought that up too, because I was just thinking about the Roots today before I jumped on this stream, and I was like, yo, man, the song that they have on one of their albums, I forgot, I think it was The Tipping Point or one of those albums, where he's like, 9 times out of 10, you know, it's the same song, only the beat change. You know, as we were saying earlier today, only the beat changes, man. It's really just the same song. And it's funny how I go through some of these Twitter accounts or some of these people on social media, and they just keep posting these new rappers just because they're in the mainstream. And they're like, oh, yo, this rapper just dropped a new album. It's electrifying. It's so dope. It's so groundbreaking. And it's like, yo, man, it sounds like the same exact thing as I said before, that all of these rappers were rapping about a million times. Yeah, Alchemy, you said to Chino. Yeah, shout out to Chino. Yeah, I actually worked with him a few times. You know what I'm saying? Like I did a couple shows with him. So shout out to him. You know what I'm saying? Oh, thank you for the coins, fam. Appreciate you. Thank you for the coins. I appreciate it. Yeah, man. Some of my peoples, you know what I'm saying, have worked with him. We worked with him, and my boy would do shirts for him and do designs for him and Immortal Technique. I think he was also rapping with Immortal Technique, right? Yeah. Okay, you met him. He's on your page. Okay, yeah, I gotta check that out. Can't do it right now while we on the stream, but you know what I'm saying. Later on, we could check it. The troll is back. Cardi still wipes Nas. Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. This and that was the thing. I know Jose had said, "Hey, yo, man, we're off that. Let's go back to a different subject." If Jose was still in the chat, I think he wants to hear me speak about Egypt, which I definitely will. But and he doesn't want me to address this. But what I will say though is that if Nas, and I'll just say this because I know some people want me to jump off this topic. I'll just say this for entertainment purposes. For entertainment purposes,
what's the one?
If Nas and Cardi or Playboy Cardi, I was gonna say Cardi B. Excuse me, not Cardi B, but Playboy Cardi. Not that one who wears a purse, but not that Cardi who wears a purse. The other Cardi who wears a purse. If Nas were to get into a beef or battle with Playboy Cardi, he would annihilate him. Nas would annihilate him along with Jay-Z. And that's not something that you Cardi fans want to see, man. You guys do not want to see a battle with the two. That's all I'm going to say on that. If I saw a battle, I would say I would put my money on Nas. You said no G-Eazy still carries to this day. G-Eazy? I think I saw that comment yesterday. You were talking about G-Eazy. I was like, I thought I saw that. And I was like, wait, was I tripping? I think I just saw someone say G-Eazy. Man, y'all be trolling, man. Y'all be trolling. Y'all gonna say as far as a white rapper goes too, y'all gonna say G-Eazy before Eminem?
One that springs to mind when you were at that point in your life when you didn't have 2 pennies to rub together and you got that tape.
Yeah, exactly. Nas would just annihilate him easily. Like Nas would just annihilate his ass with like one verse. But Playboy Cardi ain't stupid. He's not stupid. He's not gonna beef with Nas. I mean, you already know. Didn't Playboy Cardi like have like a somewhat small beef with Kanye? And then towards the end, like they were kind of going at it with each other and stuff on Twitter and all that. And then Playboy Cardi just was like, all right, yeah, I'm good. Because let's not forget, like Kanye definitely helped Cardi get out there a little bit more too. So I think he was like, you know, he wound up just backing off and just being like, all right, yeah, let me chill out. So that was smart of him. No, Nas, he don't even got the numbers. We're not talking about numbers, man. We're talking about cultural impact. They said the same thing about Jay-Z when he took out, don't forget, Nas took out Jay-Z. Alchemy says Nas is a good MC, but a crap father. Damn. Okay, here we go. We're going to start getting into the Drake comments in a minute. I love West Coast camaraderie. My spelling is not on point. No, it's all good. I understand what you mean. Yeah, we'll see about that. Hey, why don't you email Cardi and tell him to battle Nas? Let's just have him battle Nas for shits and giggles. What's with the Tupac old interviews before the fame? Like some people said, man, I think Tupac was an actor. I think he was also a poet and a rapper because I know people that worked with him personally and mentored him. You know, but then I think after he did Juice, which is on my wall right here. After he did Juice, and he played the character of Bishop, I think that's what changed him. You know what I'm saying? I think once he played the character of Bishop, it kind of changed him and made him turn into a different person. And he literally like became that character. That's what happened to Pac. But I think you know, it's funny. I was just watching an interview today about Tupac. And with this boy Money B from Digital Underground, and homeboy was saying like Pac was like coming with all that violent shoot 'em up bang bang type stuff, thug this, thug that, we all know, right? And basically yeah, you said NBA YoungBoy delusional too. Yeah, did you hear about him too, moving to Korea, ain't never coming back to the States, he said. But Money B, you know, from Digital Underground, who was also one of Tupac's homies, he said straight up in this interview, the interview just came out today on TMZ, you can look it up. He said that Pac was trying to go back to like the consciousness, but he had to like finish his contract with Suge. It almost kind of sounds like he said that. He didn't really say it fully, but it sounded like he said it in other words. You know what I'm saying? Like he had to fulfill the contract and play this character that he had become. I mean, and everybody that knows Tupac will say the same thing. That once he played Bishop in Juice, that's when he changed. He literally changed into that dude. Like, he became that character in real life of who he was playing. Yeah, I agree with you on that. What a classic movie, though. You know what's funny, too? I was just talking to one of my friends about this, and I said, I don't think they will ever make a movie like Juice ever again.
Waiting. It's so waiting. Never had a chance, we can never understand.
Yeah, they'll never make a movie like this again. Make sure I save this for later.
To the rich kids with their jams, boy, backpacks with their name on it. Tell them even mama bag. They've been plotting on me, so I'm waiting. And so I'm waiting. Never had a chance, we can never understand.
Man, what happened to hip hop, man? Just looking at these old footages of Juice, hip hop has changed, dude. Like, this movie is probably one of the most old school, original hip hop movies of all time. It's just straight hip hop, man. Just everything about it in the movie. No men painting their fingernails. No men wearing purses or rocking purses or wearing makeup. It's just straight, real hip hop. You know? trying to tell y'all, man. Something's in the water, man. Something's changed, man. Like hip hop has taken a downfall. Well, we already know. Those of us that study, we know what happened, right? We know that basically the powers that be came in and infiltrated hip hop. That's why Pac came with the album Machiavelli. He did a song produced by Ye. Really? I didn't know that. Because Ye was like, by the time Ye came out, that was like 10 years after Pac had already been gone. Do I remember 88 Keys? Yes, definitely, man. 88 Keys was definitely dope, man. Yes, and Shock G, yeah, Empower to Shock. Cool dude, cool brother. Actually met him one time. Before Juice, he was a bit flamboyant. Was he? I don't know. Me Against the World, wasn't that before Juice? Or when did he drop Me Against the World? Or that was like right after Juice. Let me just make sure. Me Against the World came out. Yeah, because Juice was like, what, like 91? Yeah, you're right. Me Against the World came out in 95. But then he had Tupac Applause Now. Tupac Applause Now. That was his first album or his debut. Yeah, they were just talking about it. And you're right. If you listen to his Tupac... Wait, hold on. Tupac, like Apocalypse or whatever, now. Yeah, that came out in 91. So that was very similar to Juice and Me Against the World and all that. If My Homies Call. I used to love that song. If My Homies Call. Yeah. Nah, he had some political songs on there. I mean, that was the one with what? With his hit, Brenda's Got a Baby, Young Black Male. No, Tupac Applause Now came out about the same time as Juice. Y'all thinking about this interview that he did when he was like 15 years old, man. Yeah, he dropped Tupac Applause Now before Juice. Juice came out in 92. He dropped Apocalypse Now in 91. So, you know what I'm saying? Y'all talking about an interview that he did back when he was like 15 years old. So, come on, man. Come on. Like, get out of here, man. He was a kid, different times. I think these are rumors. And to go back about what the one homie said about Biggie, yeah, I don't know if I agree with that, man. I don't know if I agree with that because I know people that have known Pac for real, and I've never heard any homophobe or any like homo stories of him. Never have I ever heard that of Tupac. So don't know if I agree with that, but you know, hey, he might have been young and acting a certain way, and people say that because he was acting very, feminine in the interview. He wasn't acting like his hardcore self. I guess because people were so used to Tupac talking trash in interviews, right? They're so used to Tupac being animated and being like, yo, what's up, son? We gonna do this. We gonna do that. But y'all gotta understand that was him playing a character. He was playing a character. That's not really like who he was. Who he was who you saw in those interviews. He was really just a young boy who just wanted to be a poet. You know what I'm saying? He just wanted to be a poet, man. He wasn't trying to be all into that gang shit. That was all inspired by Suge Knight. And like Layla Steinberg said, who is his mentor, who was also somewhat of a mentor to me at one point, she told us personally. This wasn't something that I saw online or that I had to go research on the internet. No, she told us this personally, that when Tupac, who used to live with her, by the way, when Tupac went on to sign with Suge Knight, she said that's when she knew that was his biggest mistake. She said straight up that she felt that when he signed with Suge, this was like Tupac's first manager. Layla And she's actually portrayed in the movie. If you go watch the Tupac movie, there's actually a scene where he's doing the mic sessions with Layla. That's the woman that I know too. She's actually portrayed in the movie. And Layla went on to say that when he went on to sign with Suge, that's when it changed him. That's when he started doing the whole gangster stuff. That's when he started claiming that he's a blood and all this and that. But that's not really like who he is or who he was. He didn't have to be a real gangster at the end of the day, but just representing gangsters on stuff. Pac and Quincy Jones trying to do him like he was doing his daughter. Yeah, we all heard about that. That was a big rumor that went out there, which is very weird because I think they even asked Quincy Jones about that too in Power as well. Yeah, I heard about that too with the case of what happened to Tupac in jail. Well, yeah, I mean, I don't think anybody really wants to be locked up. You know what I'm saying? I was reading your comments right there. Yeah, I don't think anybody wants to be locked up, man. But like I said, man, I think that yo, did you see the interview with Daz? As a matter of fact, let me play this interview with Daz. Since y'all brought it up, I was just watching an interview with Daz just a second ago where he's talking about that Tupac's own people are the ones who set him up. Let's go and play this interview. I was actually just about to get up out of here. I appreciate all y'all that are jumping on the stream. I'm going to jump back up on here tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern. That's New York time, 9 p.m. I'm traveling around, so you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I'll be Western time, sometimes I'll be Eastern time. But here, let me play this interview for y'all. It came out a couple months ago, but Daz, it just came up in my algorithm.
I remember years ago, I seen a Lady of Rage interview, and she made a comment about how Pac, he wanted her to diss Lil' Kim and Foxy Brown, but she didn't want to do it.
Rage always stood on business. One thing about Rage, she gonna tell you what she feel and stand on it. She like, I'm not dissing nobody. For you. You know what I mean? So he respected that.
Did Pac ever ask y'all personally to diss Big and Bad Boy, or no?
I mean, we was all riding with Pac, whatever, you know, whatever. Say so. You know, once we crew, we all crew.
This is Daz right here from the Dog Pound.
And then when motherfuckers start getting killed, and they didn't kill you, but your own people killed you, you know, advise you and all that. So you really got to start thinking what's really going on.
That's what Daz said. The biggest rumor that people think about Tupac is that he's still around.
Around you know what I'm saying?
What you mean by his own people killed?
I mean, you know, that you hang around. You know, hanging around death row, you think you the top gangbanger, you know, you sucking niggas in the mouth and doing all that crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't even supposed to be doing all that. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Especially another nigga coming to you telling you, hey, yo, Big Mighty just slapped the shit out of you. You know what I mean? And then you go over there when security supposed to be going, this ain't even your fight. But didn't know the nigga.
And we're going to definitely be covering the Pac case next week.
That you hit is a stone cold killer. You know what I mean? And that's why I told you, don't let the gangbanging get between us. Coming from my end or anybody else's end. It's easy to get sucked up in this shit by ego. He put his trust into two.
Oh, wow. You just saw Snoop at the casino. Okay, Rage perform and Corrupt.
Many people, you know what I'm saying?
Corrupt.
For validation, you know. Big Nick killed 100. That's my homie. You know what I mean? So you put your trust in a lot of people.
I believe
and
that
you should
too.
put trust in yourself.
Looking back at that night, how do you think they could have been avoided? Pac getting shot?
Not going to Vegas. He didn't have no reason to go to Vegas. Should want him to go to Vegas.
See?
We would stay at home doing music like we was doing, you know. But if he wouldn't have went to Vegas, he'd be right here.
Maybe.
Remember, he was MOB. You know what I'm saying? So he felt like, I got to represent and at least show these niggas that's killing these big buff.
They played 0 Daz beats, and it was kind of whack without him. Yeah, I could see that because Daz got the beats, man. As a matter of fact, I'll run through this one clip real quick of where he's talking about how Pac was actually mad at Dre, but we already know why, because Dre was taking forever to do beats for him, and Daz was actually the one that was doing all the beats for Pac on All Eyes on Me, and everybody thought that Dre was actually doing the beats, but it was really Daz. You know what I mean?
Bangles and shit, I'm with it. You know what I mean?
Did you see Pac and Suge argue at any point?
Nah, in the beginning it really wasn't that, but I heard when the hotel after Snoop did that and all this.
Yeah, quick too. Exactly.
A lot of people said they got into it, and then my uncle said they got into it too. So but I never seen them Suge punk Tupac or none of that type of shit like that. On that Miss LA movie when Suge was punking Tupac on there, I ain't never seen that. Yeah, she made that shit up. Yeah, she was flirting with both of them motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? All three of them: Suge, Dr. Dre, and Tupac.
Was she over Death Row?
Don't she have a baby with
She was
Dr.
over
Dre
Death Row. That's
too?
who signed that paperwork there on my thing.
Yo,
She
didn't Michelle Lay have a baby with Dre and Suge?
wasn't even married to Suge. Now he bamboozled her, fugazi her, thinking that he married her. All that. As soon as he got out of jail, kicked her to the side. Cold motherfucker. Sugar bear.
Right. Got her out of there, man. Do you think Pac was leaving Death Row?
I mean, shit, he had 3-album deal. He dropped 2 already, was working on the next one. And
yeah, Michelle did.
He said he was going to do his thing with Quincy Jones. And I want to come, So,
Crazy.
I mean, I was all with it,
Yeah, Dr. Dre don't talk too much about that. He also don't talk about the fact she said that he used to beat her too, but that's a whole nother subject.
Outlaws.
I ain't gonna put Dre on blast like that because I did meet Dre before and Dre shouted me out. So I can't
And whatever he wanted from me as a production, I gave it to him. I did a lot of songs that you might not never ever hear that I know of. And that's why I'm finna go to court and tell him I need copies and I need information on these songs and why they not out.
If you're running your own business.
Yeah, man. It's interesting how Daz is actually going out there telling his story now. You know what I'm saying? Let's just hear this part real quick before we get up out of here with the Daz and Dre. I already know the story.
One other incident is when Dr. Dre got shot.
Hear from his point.
He got shot?
Yeah, he got shot years ago while we was at a party at the Hilton Hotel by the airport. And Dre was shot and he went to Centinela Hospital and he dropped.
They ain't give y'all nothing.
No, we were starving back then doing the Chronic album. Like, they didn't even know our voice. I mean, they knew our voice, they didn't know our faces. So the ride by playing the Chronic, boom, 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 looking at us hard like, who the fuck is you niggas? Yeah, we looking like, that's us.
Someone said, you got to be 44, but look 32, brother. I'm 44. Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm about that age, man. I'm about that age. Thank you, though. I appreciate that. I just like to drink a lot of water. I drink a lot of water, man.
I want to ask you, in real time, did you know about Michelle Lay messing around with shit when it was actually happening?
Here it is.
I mean,
right
you
here.
have a little thought when you see them hanging together. Like, it's a video that's out online with Tupac and Michelle Lay in the studio. So I thought, yeah. So, Tupac was getting that Michelle Lay too, so I think Suge probably got a little jealous or something.
RBX.
You know what I'm saying? Because when she came in there, she was, I'm like, damn. I'm in there producing that shit at the same time. And I'm looking at that shit like, damn, he a Gemini. So I know. I know Tupac.
So you was in the studio when she was rubbing on Pac?
Yeah, that was engineer Dave Aaron. We was in there doing Ain't Nothing But a Gangster Party. That was that session.
But a gangster party.
Yeah. Because it happened like, not to cut you off, but when we did 2 of America's Most Wanted, Dog wasn't even going to be on that record. But luckily, after he finished that first verse, then Dog just walked in the door, and then we just like, hey, you got the second verse. You know what I'm saying? But like I was telling Snoop too, how many songs you got with Tupac? How many songs do Snoop got with Tupac? 2.
And now Snoop is happy that he jumped on that song because that song is a historic, legendary song. So the fact that Snoop wasn't even going to jump on America's Most Wanted or 2 of America's Most Wanted.
That came out,
crazy.
2 of America's Most Wanted, Wanted Dead or Alive, and some other independent and some other underground stuff like Street Life and a whole bunch of other stuff. And all of them was produced by Daz Dillinger. See, me and Tupac had a bunch of songs together and some songs that probably ain't just in their vault somewhere. You know what I mean? And that's why I come to tell them this. And I know the song. So, I know a lot of stuff that they probably been hiding that I'm coming to get. Statute of limitation is up on that shit.
Why wasn't Tupac on the Dogfather album?
Dogfather, he had just got out of jail. He had died. So the song we had for that, we put it on the soundtrack.
Let's see
I
if we
was
can get to
having
the
a
Drake
ball,
part.
you know, and you know what I'm saying, hanging out and all that shit. I had fun with the juice. We call him the juice.
Thank y'all for the likes. Appreciate
you know,
y'all.
And then Snoop beat his case, and then we all went to. As soon as Snoop beat his case, it's the same night that they beat up Sam Snead.
Forgot about that.
And then they made Sam Snead go to the dinner at Monty's. Now imagine getting your ass kicked and your butt hurt and all that shit, arm, leg, mouth, and they make you go to dinner. You know what I mean? So shit, man, I would kill somebody over that motherfucker. I ain't never got did like that. You know what I'm saying? We always did the doing around there.
Straight violation, man. Beat that man and made him go to a party.
Yep. Celebration for Snoop winning the case. Yep.
It's an audio that's been online for years of Pac, calling out Dre for not supporting Snoop during his trial. Can you give the backstory behind that? Like, did Dre show up at any point or not?
Yeah, he was mad because Dre wasn't supporting Snoop in the trial, and a lot of people felt like that on death row. You know what I'm saying? So, thank God, life makes its own course, and history it is what it is now that Snoop is out of jail.
It seems like Snoop, now that I think about it, Snoop and Dre are like really the only two that made it out of that whole thing. Like out of that whole Chronic era. You know what I'm saying? It's like Snoop and Dre are like the only people that survived. And not only that, but it also seems like they have like the powers that be that are like behind them. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for the likes. Appreciate you, fam. It's like, yeah, they got what's it called? They got the powers that be behind them. You know what I'm saying? Like Snoop is like doing the Olympics. He's doing stuff with Martha Stewart. He's doing all these movies and TV shows. And then same thing with Dre. He's doing all these big deals. He's got the Beats by Dre. He's doing stuff with Apple. He's doing other things that we probably just like don't even know about. I'm sure he's got investments in a lot of things that we don't even know about. And it just seems like those two made it out, which is interesting because it sounds like from what Daz is saying that Dre wasn't even really supporting Snoop when Snoop was going through all that shit. But,
yeah, doing what he do. And,
Thank you, fam,
but
for the
imagine
likes.
if he would have got to 25 to life. You know what I'm saying? So, we've been together for a long time, me and Snoop. When he first went to jail, I was there, me and Big C Style, when they violated him for taking one of my auntie pills. He had a toothache, and she gave him a Vicodin, and that gave him a dirty test. So he went to court and got violated, and I can see it now, how he turned around when they said, we giving you 9 months probation.
You're like, finally, real rap talk. Thank you. Hey, I appreciate y'all, man. That's what we do here, man. Thank you for the follow, too. I appreciate y'all. We talk about real talk, man. And, like I said, man, I'm about to jump back up on here tomorrow. We gonna talk about the well, I know Jose and a couple other people are requesting the Egypt talk, so we'll get into that. We'll break that down. I might break that down either tomorrow or Sunday, the Sabbath, because I remember somebody jumped up in here and said Happy Sabbath. But yeah,
violation. Man. He turned around and threw me his tape, his cassette tape with all his motherfucking music on it, and I grabbed it, just like that. And me and C-Style smoked the joint because we asked Snoop before he went to court. You want to smoke this blunt? You want to smoke this joint? He like, nah, I don't want to smoke it. I'm going to court. When they gave him that time, he looked at us like he said, damn, I wish I would have hit that motherfucker. But that was a great time when we were listening to County Blues. All that shit was on cassette tape.
How was that 95 Source Awards?
That was a crazy night. But that wasn't the first Source Award we went to. The first one was in 94. It was me, Corrupt Rage, and Nate Dogg, because Dr. Dre and Snoop couldn't come. And there was so much tension. The only person who had our back in there was Tretch. Had our back in there, but there was so much tension in there. New York was in the house. And I got up there and said, fuck everybody. You know what I'm saying? If you look at that video, we was representing there by ourselves, and then the 95 came, and that's when Suge and them was showing out, and it was just high intensity. Everybody in them Bone Thugs on stage. And
all right, we're going to come back to this. There's another clip that I watched, but I think I'll save it for the next one. You said Snoop got away with that. Oh, so you think Snoop did that, huh? You think Snoop was the one who did that, or do you think it was the bodyguard? Because some people said it was the bodyguard. Some people said it was Snoop. Dumbu, you said Ludus True Rap History. Yep. Ludus Park. Yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, Daz is definitely telling the truth, man. Daz is out there spitting the real. So, you know what I'm saying? We're going to see what's up with it. But, yeah, man, we love this true rap history. Exactly, man. We talk about the realness here. And next week, I mean, I hate to be like one of those YouTubers or TikTokers that are talking about the Keefe D trial, but I think we got to kind of cover that. So, you know what I'm saying? We got to see what's happening next Monday. But as I heard today, which is one of those new terms, is that I do believe that it's just smoking mirrors. You know what I mean? Like, I do believe that it's smoking mirrors that are involved in this Tupac case. I think they're trying to make an example out of, you know, the whole Keefe D situation. There's a YouTuber who, if you guys don't know about, I'm sure some of you guys know, Choke No Joke. I actually like some of his takes, and I definitely believe with a lot with what he's saying. I think the fact of what happened to Tupac after a Tyson fight is very suspect, that they were able to just get away like that. I think everybody knew what was happening and what went down, but they pretend like they don't really know, and they pretend like, oh, this guy just happened. It was just some gangbangers, and that's all that happened. I don't really believe that, man. I think that it was more than just that. But I think that, so to speak, Keefe D, I think he's the fall guy. He's just the fall guy. And his dumbass went on Vlad TV and all these other websites or podcasts, and he started snitching on himself. You know what I'm saying? He started snitching on himself, and that's just what it is, man. I even saw this weird video that came up today on my feed where I was just like, here, let me just play it for y'all for reference, man.
I ain't killed nobody, never did ever kill nobody. They don't have no evidence against me. Came and put me in Las Vegas, proved that I orchestrated this.
You said the shots came from the back. Who shot Tupac?
The keeper for the code of the streets. It just came from the back seat, bro. Shouldn't have said nothing. And I'm innocent, man.
Yeah, Keefe, yeah, I don't know what he was thinking, man. Maybe he thought that he was indestructible and that nothing was gonna happen to him. I don't know, but I don't understand why he went up there and started talking about what happened with Pac. Stupid. But I will say that we will cover this trial. So, and the AI summary picked up that we're talking about Tupac. So, yeah, they're probably flagged alive because they usually don't want us talking about this type of stuff. I'm actually surprised that we're still able to go. Like, because the AI just popped up and said we're talking about the Tupac, which we're not really talking about that AI. We were just bringing it up because dirty cops were in on that. I agree with you. Dumbu. Yes, it was obvious, and you could hear, one of the cops talk about this in one of the interviews. I'm not gonna say his name because you know what I'm saying. I don't want that guy watching my YouTube channel because I think he's definitely involved. But you know what I'm saying? Yeah. All right, Bo, what up? Yeah, well, you said NYPD, LAPD. Well, a lot of it was LAPD because Biggie, what happened to Biggie was in LA too. But also with Pac, it was Vegas. They say Vegas PD and LAPD. Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, that and, yeah, they don't like us speaking the truth, but that and, yeah, man. I'm like, that's not what we were really talking about. We might have said something on that, but it's funny that now TikTok's algorithm picks it up and says, oh, this is what they're discussing. You're discussing the Tupac trial or the Tupac case. And it's like, nah, we're not really talking about that, man. We're talking about hip hop and hip hop culture. But yes, what happened with Tupac and Biggie is interesting. That here we are, many years later, a lot of years later, and we're still discussing this. We're still trying to figure it out because it's one of the greatest unsolved mysteries. Let's just say this too. Not just one of the unsolved mysteries of hip hop, but it's one of the craziest unsolved mysteries of all time, I think. Yeah, TikTok be bugging. Even Fringe Convo, they flag it. Yep. Thank you, Alchemy. I appreciate you, man. For the live, man. Thank you. I appreciate you, fam. Thank you so much, man. Yeah, you guys got me going, man. You guys are actually making some great comments up here, man. Yeah. Yeah, you right about that, man. All that. Malcolm, Martin, all of it's strange, dude. Even all the way down to Nipsey Hussle. Not to diminish that or nothing, but that situation was kind of strange too. Just the whole scenario of it, the whole circumstance of it, the fact that this dude was able to get that close to him and do what he did to him. Strange, man. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right about that, Bo. This is some new stuff, though. Hip-hop, rap, gangster rap, trap. Now, what's it called? Modern drill. Yeah, it's up there somewhere in the weirdness. But that's another thing, man, is that they take out people like Nipsey Hussle, but then they give us Sissy Santana. You know what I mean? Like, that dude's on The Breakfast Club. And I'm just like, wait, what? What? Like, how is this dude even allowed to even be on these platforms? But like the real rappers, where are they, man? Have y'all noticed? And that's when I say there's clearly an attack on hip hop. This is what I've been saying. Obviously, man. Obviously, there is an attack on hip hop and hip hop culture, man. Because it's like all the real rappers that come up in here for the most part that like try to teach us game, that try to tell us how it is, and like you can tell like they really in the streets doing it. They're not like Jay-Z and Nas. Like, I mean, shout out to Jay-Z and Nas. I do appreciate their albums and I appreciate their takes. That's why I got them on my wall. But it's like, yo, these dudes are like up in the hills, up in the trenches, up in like in the mansions. They ain't coming down to the city, and that's cool. I don't blame them. If I was at that level of success, I wouldn't be coming down to the city either, because it's just too crazy down there. They want to stay up in them hills. You know what I mean? I don't blame them. But like when we got these rappers like Nipsey, you know, even Pac. Thank you, fam. Appreciate you, Bo. Thank you for the heart. You know, when we got these people that are, you know what I'm saying? Appreciate it. Thank you, Alchemy. Appreciate you, man. When we got these people that are in the streets, that are in the trenches, it's really interesting how they disappear. But then all these trash mumble rappers, for the most part, are all still around, man. Like, they're all still around. And I'm not trying to say that like, oh, well, something needs to happen to these mumble rappers. Nah, man, I ain't saying nothing like that. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, like, it's kind of strange if you think about it. It's just kind of strange how we got rappers who are out here putting out a message and really saying something in their music, and they all seem to just be getting wiped out, falling off, something happening, they disappear. But all these rappers that are like promoting degeneracy for the most part, and things happen to them too. Things have been happening to them too. It seems like lately, to be honest with you, now that I think about it, lately it seems like it's been on both sides of the coin. But mainly, I feel like I see it more elevated with conscious rappers. And then the conscious rappers that are still around, like with what some of y'all brought up, like with the Common or a Mos Def or a Talib Kweli or some of those rappers, it just seems like they're not really hitting like the way they used to. KRS-One, even though like they're really dope and they still got lyrics and they still got flows, but for some reason the music just don't seem to be hitting like the way it used to. You said them better themselves. It's wild. Yeah. Most would be mid back in the day, but I like them. Baby Keem, Roddy Ricch, the baby holding it down. You talking about as far as new rappers go? Because all those rappers are like kind of new rappers. Clips is dope. Their previous album was pretty dope. Yeah, they are Hush. Well, like I said, I mean, I know that you probably just joined in, Alchemy. I've said this a few times on other streams, but I think it also has to go back to the secret meeting. Like there was literally a legit secret meeting that even Ice Cube spoke about, where he said the major labels said that they do not want to sign any conscious rappers. We're going to stop signing conscious rappers. They were signing conscious rappers in the beginning because hip hop was brand new and it was an experiment. Like, don't y'all notice that after Tupac dropped All Eyes on Me, and I was there for this too. When Tupac dropped All Eyes on Me, don't y'all notice that that was like when the culture kind of shifted? Like the culture changed then. It seemed like after that, more and more of the albums were getting negative, more about money, more about, you know, I'll take you out, I'll take your girl. That's why I fuck you. That's why you'll be, you know what I'm saying? Get money. You know what I mean? Hit him up. I hit him up. Like, it seemed like more songs in like after Pac dropped All Eyes on Me. It was like you still had some consciousness in there, here and there, 97, 98, late 96, 97, 98. You still had some consciousness in there, but you could see that that's when the shift started happening, yo. That's when the shift started to change, man. And then after like 2000, and then you have 50 Cent, and 50 Cent really was the game changer. And I even heard some of y'all say this too, that like y'all think that like 2005 was the time when hip hop had really changed. And when I say change, I mean downfall. Tupac, with X, Cash Money, 50 Cent, etc. Exactly. It became pop. Thanks, Luda. Yeah. I mean, 2005, which some of y'all said. I've heard a lot of y'all say that in the comments. Maybe one day on one of these streams, we'll go back and we'll look up all the albums that came out like in after 50 Cent, like 2004, 2005, 2006. I know that was like a weird year in hip hop. Like we had some weird songs coming on the radio. I remember we had that Shake That Laffy Taffy, that Laffy Taffy. I thought that was like the most trash rap song I had ever heard, man. Like when I heard that, I was like, yeah, hip hop is done. It's over. It's over. When I heard that on the radio, Shake That Laffy Taffy, Shake That Laffy Taffy. And shout out to Lil Jon. I like Lil Jon because I've actually, he actually hit me up online a couple times and said he liked my music because I do beats too, by the way, and raps. And Lil Jon hit me up and said he liked my music. So, I mean, shout out to Lil Jon. But I got to say, before that, this was before the internet, I think, when I heard the song with him and Usher, I was like, oh, man. Yeah. Like, nah, that shit was trash. Usher, no offense, but that was kind of trash. That beat, boop, 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 boop. I was like, man, that's like the most simplest, dumbest beat I have ever heard. And I'm saying that as a producer. Like, as a producer, that was literally the dumbest beat I had ever heard. And, like, those songs, I think, came out around that era. And I was just like, yeah, hip-hop is officially done. Yeah, radio-friendly. Yeah, Ludacris. Take that. Rewind the track. Make the booty go clap. Take that. Rewind the track. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Make the booty go clap. Yo, shout out, man. Thank you both for the headphones, man. I appreciate you, fam. Thank you. Mr. Nook says, who you? Who am I? Who am I? Yo, I'm just a dude who has a lot of hip-hop knowledge, man. You know what I'm saying? That's who I am. I can guarantee you that. Because, like, most people that I know weren't even working in the record business when I was working in the record business. A lot of people don't even work in the record business today. I mean, because the record business don't even hire today. It's hard to get a job. It's hard to get a job in the record business today. They ain't hiring nobody anymore because there really ain't no record industry. So I'm happy to say that I come from the era of working in the record business before the internet. But you know, I'm also just a hip hop head. I'm a hip hop fan. I remember, like, this is how old school I am. And thank you to Alchemy, who was in the chat, who said, hey, I don't even look my age. I appreciate you, man. Like, I remember when I was working in the record business, we were working in the record business before the internet. Like, the internet was just becoming a thing. So, like, I was in the record industry way before the internet had came out. And then the internet was, like, starting to become a thing. And, like, Facebook wasn't even around yet. I don't even know if Google was. Yeah, Google was around, but people weren't really using it yet. People weren't searching stuff online like that. You know what I'm saying? And, like, we still had Rolodex. Like, when we had to make phone calls, we still had to go through, like, the Rolodex. And then, like, pick up the phone, like a phone on the cord, and, like, dial a number on the phone. Like, that's how like, old school I am, which is dope. I'm happy to say that. I'm happy to say it, and I'm still doing it. You know what I'm saying? And I remember one day at work, my you know, I guess like the vice president, whatever, of the label, they're like, yeah, we just dropped this album and we need to send the demo, or we just recorded this song in the studio and we need to send the demo to LA. I was in the New York office at the time. They're like, yo, we need to send this to the studio in LA. So can you upload the MP3 and send it to them? And I remember we were like, what's an MP3? Like, that's how old school we are. We were like, wait, what's an MP3? And furthermore, we didn't even have the file yet of the MP3. They actually gave us the CD. They gave us the demo on a CD and said, yeah, take the CD, take the file off the CD and put it into an MP3 and then upload it to the internet and send it to the LA office. I'm like, what? I was like, this is going to take me a whole day to figure out. This is going to take me a whole day to figure out how to get this CD and turn it into an MP3 and send it on the internet in an email. I was like, what the heck is that? Shout out Frank Castle. So you're an 80s baby and put it on Napster. Yep. Basically, yeah. I mean, I grew up in the 90s, but yeah. I remember Napster. I remember my homie had Napster. I remember going to his house and he had Napster. Man, those were the good old days. And he was just making CDs for me. I'll be like, yo, man, I need this, I need that. Give me this song, give me that song. I would like write a whole list down of like every song that I want, and then I would like give it to my homie, and he would like burn the CD right there. He would just pull it up right there on the computer and just like boom, pull up all the songs and just like bam, burn it to a CD. Man, Napster was like, yeah, you're right. Dial-up internet took 1 hour a song. Exactly, dial-up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we were like, what the heck is this, man? Take a CD and put it and take the file and put it on an MP3? What? Like, I'm like, why don't we just mail the cassette tape? Just mail them a cassette tape. You said LimeWire took out your PC. Yeah, man, LimeWire. I remember LimeWire. Thank you, Mr. Nooks. I will big up myself. I appreciate that. Yeah, man. Napster was the shit, but you see, that's why we have Spotify. What do you think? Hip hop went bad? I think hip hop mainstream. Shout out to I Collect Shish. I think hip hop mainstream is terrible, but the underground is showing signs of life and showing signs of possibility. But as far as the mainstream, the mainstream is done. But I think the reason why the mainstream is done is because we got to cut out the internet or the middleman. Like Spotify, I'm going to tell y'all right now, I think Spotify is done. I think Spotify's time is up. I think there needs to be a new platform, which is what I'm going to work on right now with beatGrade, where artists need to get paid more money. You know what I'm saying? They need to get paid more money because, like, we don't make nothing on Spotify, man. You get like 1,000 streams on Spotify, that don't mean nothing. I don't even know how much that pays. I think like 1,000 streams pay you like what, like $1 or something like that? Like, it's crazy. Thank you, NJB for music, for the follow. I appreciate you. You said you still have your CD burner and duplicate like script. Dope, man. Yeah, you're right. It's all full circle. Thank you for the likes coming in on YouTube. I appreciate y'all, man. Thank you. Yeah, it's definitely all full circle. Man, I was trying to get up out of here, but y'all jumping in the comments now. The East Asian rap scene is on top right now. Thailand, Hero, Korea, Cameo, Indonesia. Yeah, I heard that. I heard about that, man. And Japan's always been lit though. Japan's always been lit. I got some people in Tokyo right now. Like I said, I got people all over the world, man. Like Tokyo's always been lit. Shout out to my homie in Tokyo. He did this tap for me. You know what I'm saying? Oh God, here we go. LeBaron. Tupac wore makeup. Biggie had plenty of questionable lines. 50 Cent was in bad, or 50 Cent was really? I didn't know. I didn't hear that. We all know about Diddy. I've been downloading FLAC files on SanDisk for CDQ audio instead of streaming. That sounds dope, Batman. Yeah, you got to tell us more about that. DAT and ADAT machines. Yeah, MC Search jumped on a stream the other night and he was talking about that. Marlo's like #2 in Japan for the girls. Yeah, I saw Alicia Keys. I don't know if you saw that. It pretty much went viral on TikTok. But Alicia Keys, where she's in Korea or Japan and she's doing the what song is that? Hey, no, okay. Hey, no, okay. I don't know the word, but you know what I'm saying. I was like, okay, this shit sounds pretty dope. It sounds pretty dope. I respect it. I mean, I've always liked Japanese rappers, man. I've worked with a few Japanese rappers. Like, I've always liked the rappers coming from Japan, even though I couldn't understand what they were saying, but it was all about the feeling. But I knew they were saying something real, though. That's the one thing, man, about Japan and Europe, is that they really appreciate real hip-hop. They don't like this commercial shit. All this commercial shit that we hear is really just circulating around the United States, man. But you don't hear this in you don't hear this in what's it called? In other countries, man. I don't know why. For some reason they got Americans brainwashed. Oh, you in Toronto? That happened out there? I didn't know that happened in Toronto, Frank Castle. Crazy, man. Craziness. They like hardcore 90s. Yeah, they definitely do, man. That's it. The vibe. It's universal. It's pure. Yeah, legit. And respect to the architects. Yeah, I agree with you. Same thing with Amsterdam. Quick still uses reel to reel. Yeah, I saw that interview with Quick. Shout out to Quick, too. Quick is cool peoples. I met Quick a few times. I tried to get an interview with Quick, but we were partying. I was at a party with Quick. I was trying to get an interview with him, but we were all getting faded. We were all getting smashed that night. And he was like, nah, I'm not getting on camera, which I understand. Respect to him to know. He was like, nah, I ain't getting on camera. We was like, yo, Quick, can we get an interview real quick? And he was like, fuck no. I'm gonna tell you exactly what he said. He was like, F no. I still have cassette demos for major artists now who was just starting out. Shout out, man. Yeah, you gotta show us some of those next time. Chicano culture too. Yeah, I got Eminem's demo tape over here somewhere. I gotta pull it up. You know. Thank you, Aquarium, for the coins. I appreciate you, fam. Thank you. Thank you for the coins, man. Never met him. I met Playhand though. Never met Quick. Yeah, Quick is dope. He's cool peoples, man. He's pretty humble. Man. I've actually met him a few times, which is crazy. I didn't just meet Quick one time. I met Quick like 3 times. I met him so many times. He probably still doesn't even remember who I am. But I've met him like 2 or 3 times. You know what I'm saying? So, who knows? Hopefully, the next time I meet him, we can lock something down, because I've been trying to work with Quick for a minute. But thank you, Aquarian, for the coins. I really appreciate you, fam. Thank you so much. And thank you for the likes coming in. Appreciate y'all, man. Yeah, man. So before I get up out of here, and I really thank y'all, man. I hope you guys will tune in tomorrow when I jump on the stream. I've been going for about 2 hours now, so and you guys have been great. I actually was just planning on jumping on here for like an hour, but you guys got me going on here. But make sure you guys follow the channel. You like, you subscribe. Shout you out. I really appreciate y'all. It's so weird how it goes, man. It's like I'll be on here for like 2 hours, and then it seems like by the second hour is like when it starts popping. It's like when people start jumping in. It's like sometimes I just wish like it should just be like this right away, because even on my other platforms too that I'm streaming on, like now those are all picked up. I guess they want you to stream for like 2 hours, and then they start sending people in, right? Is that how it goes? Crazy, man. But it's like for the first 30 minutes you could be just talking to yourself, but it's all good. Just like the club back in the day. You right? Yeah, it's all good, because I talk to myself about hip hop all day anyway. So I'm like, I might as well record it, right? I'm always talking. I'm always thinking about hip hop. I'm always talking about hip hop. That's one thing that my homegirl, she used to always say to me at the record company. She used to always be like, she's like, you think about hip hop like the Bible. She's like, you could recite like all verses from rappers. I don't know if I can still do that, because I don't really listen to a bunch of rappers like the way I used to. But back in those days, man, I was like, I mean, I still know, you know what I mean? But I remember back in those days, man, I'd be like, I was like Eminem, like how you saw Eminem with all his cassette tapes. Where was it? What was that video? Yeah, right here, where you see Eminem with all the cassette tapes behind him. That was me, dude. I got a stack like that too, man. I got a whole shelf of cassette tapes. Like, wait till I get ready to like really hook my stuff up, man. I'm just getting set up right over here, man. But like, wait till I like really get a chance to hook this up, man. I got like a whole wall full of records, homie. Like I still got stuff on 12-inch vinyl. You know what I mean? Like a lot of these rappers that you guys are talking about, I got it on vinyl. I got it on cassette tape. I got it on CDs. As a matter of fact, tomorrow when I jump on the stream, I'm gonna go pull up my Eminem demo. I got the Eminem demo tape. Got to get Eminem to sign that one day. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully I'll meet up with Eminem, get him to sign that tape. Woo! And then I could sell it on eBay for like 100,000. Yo, me too. Hip hop needs a new house built on its foundation. I agree, man. I agree. Like, yeah, man, Spotify. Just to go back to that real quick, because you brought up Napster and you had me thinking, man. Game Who Kid mixed rap was fire. Okay. Yeah, I believe that. Yeah, man, it's like Napster changed the game. And sometimes I wonder, like, I don't know if Napster really changed the game for the better, because then they knew that they had to bring Spotify in after that, and now we got streaming. And now we got people that are bodying streams. You don't know what's real or what's fake. And then on top of that, it's like artists aren't making the money that they used to. Like, let's just be honest. When we used to sell CDs, we were making a heck of a lot more money along with vinyl. The CDs cost like what, $2 to manufacture a piece, and we were selling them for like $15, $20. So the profit margins on that was like over quadruple, 5 times. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like the streaming has definitely hurt, I'd say, at least the musician point of it. What up, the one and only? Shout you out. What's good? What's good, fam? The box changed the game too. Are you talking about the video show? Yeah, Alchemy asking if I know about the Good Cafe. Yeah, of course I know about that. Yeah, of course. Freestyle Fellowship, shout out. Like Micah 9 is one of my peoples. I'm trying to tell you guys, like I'm very deeply, heavily rooted into this hip hop culture. I know all them dudes. Freestyle Fellowship, Micah 9, AC Alone. You know, what was it? Project Blow. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to them homies. I go back and forth with those dudes on Facebook all the time, still to this day. I got dudes from Project Blow on my Facebook that I never even really talked to back in the 90s. I didn't even think they knew who I was. You know what I'm saying? Now all of a sudden, I guess now I'm getting a little bigger. Now all of a sudden, I got a bunch of Project Blow Freestyle Fellowship dudes up in my comments all the time. I'm like, damn, I didn't even know. Like, we were talking about Talib Kweli. I was shouting out because I guess like some of them were beefing with Kweli, and I was just like, yo, man, Kweli was shouting me out, Talib Kweli. And then these dudes from Project Blow and Good Life, they got up in the comment section like, oh, what you doing? Hey, like, what you like Kweli? Like, I was like, damn, I didn't even know that I didn't even know y'all was rocking with me like that. But yeah, shut up them dudes, man. I know them dudes. I know all them cats, man. I performed over there, man. You know, like that's the good thing about that spot is that I remember back then, if you were trash when they had the open mic, it was just like 8 Mile. When they had the open mic, if you were trash, they would boo you off the stage. They'd be like, get out of here. Get out of here. What was the saying? Like when you were rapping, and if you were whack, the security guard will come and like grab the mic and like take it right out of your hand. Like you'd have fools like rapping like being trash and stuff. And then the security guard would just come and just like grab the mic. He would just like grab the mic right out of your hand. They need to go back to that. And then what did everybody say? Like the Apollo? Oh yeah, Alchemy says Delicious Records. You mean Delicious Vinyl? Yeah, I was signed to Delicious Vinyl. I know them too, man. Mike Ross and all them. Yeah. I was signed. I was an artist on Delicious Vinyl. That's one of the companies that signed me. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. I remember like everybody in the crowd would be like, "Please pass the mic. Please pass the mic. Please pass the mic." They need to go back to that, man. Everything is magnificent. Celebrating my birthday weekend. It's just King, the one and only, is just my cyber handles. Okay, word, man. Happy birthday to you, man. You know what I'm saying? Happy birthday. Shout you out, man. We got a birthday celebration. Appreciate you, fam. Yeah, 2Mex is the homie too. Yeah, happy birthday, man. I'll be streaming pretty much all weekend, so we'll be streaming for your birthday weekend. So if you want to come hang out with us, you know what I'm saying, during your birthday or after your birthday celebration, feel free to jump in. We'll be going all weekend. So yeah, man, happy birthday to you. That's dope. Thank you for celebrating your birthday here with us. Yeah, 2Mex is the homie too, man. I got tracks with 2Mex. Visionaries, Elemento, Dilated Peoples are my peoples too. Yeah, man, the whole West Coast is rocking with me, dude. Like, come on. I told you, I've been out here doing this before Kendrick. Like the whole West Coast is rocking with me. I wouldn't be surprised if Kendrick Lamar knows who I am. I wouldn't be surprised, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Visionaries, Dilated Peoples. You know, there's some groups I work with that I don't really care to say their names anymore because some of them owe me money. So I don't even really like to say their names. But you guys probably know of them. But I'll say like the Alcoholics. I'm down with them. Taj, Jurassic 5. You know, yeah, Shapeshifters. But Dilated are definitely my homies. Rocka from Dilated, like that's family. Like Rocka's like more than just a rapper to me now. Like I know his brother, I know his peoples, I know his cousins. You know, we've all hung out together like just like as family. It's not like when I see Rocka now, it's not like, oh, that's Rocka. I mean, I'm still like, yo, respect. respect to Rocka from Dilated Peoples, but also it's like, yo, that's family now. You know what I mean? Like that's fam. You know, same thing with like Planet Asia. Y'all probably know Planet Asia. That's my peoples. Speaking of which, if y'all know West Coast like that, you know Stone's Throw, right? Stone's Throw Records. They're actually doing a festival coming up in October. They're going to have all the Stone's Throw artists right there. I was thinking about going to that. I might roll. I'm not sure yet. Because I didn't see Madlib's name on the flyer. If Madlib's name was on the flyer, I probably would be there for sure. But I didn't see Madlib on the flyer. So I don't know. Because, you know, I don't know if he gets along with Peanut Butter Wolf anymore. But yeah. Yes, Peanut Butter Wolf and Egon. Exactly. You know your shit. Yes. You in LA? You're in LA, right? Or is it Aquarium or Alchemy or one of y'all? Y'all in LA? Or what city are y'all in? Yeah, sometimes I'm curious to know what city or state you guys are from. Okay. Well, that makes sense why you rocking with me so late. Dino. I'm not sure where Dino is. Oh, San Bernardino? San Bernardino. Okay, yeah, you out in South Central. Word up. All right. Yeah, I'm going to check out some of you guys' stuff. Yeah, San Bernardino, shout out. It's nice out there, man. It's real chill. The different pace than LA. Yeah, man. For sure, the one and only. Yeah, got you. Yeah, man. Like I said, so y'all know your shit with the LA rappers, then y'all know your shit with the West Coast. Yeah, check it out, man. It's going to be in October. I might roll up there. I'm not sure yet, but we'll see. Like if I can get it on the list or something, I'm gonna hit them up. See, but it's looking dope. Like they got a pretty dope lineup. It's pretty much everybody that's down with Stone's Throw is gonna be there. It's like an anniversary. It's like their 30th anniversary because I think Stone's Throw launched in like '96, so they're having the anniversary party. It's a Stone's Throw Records party going on in Highland Park. So look at me. I'm doing advertisement for them. Yeah. I should send this clip to Peanut Butter Wolf and be like, hey, you got to let me in for free, man. I'm advertising the event. But yeah, Stone's Throw's doing a festival in October. It's actually like a 3-day festival. So yeah, I think like the Loop Pack is going to be up there. Wild Child, all them. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure like other LA groups are going to be there. I saw Planet Asia's name on the flyer. I don't know if Visionaries are going to be up there. Maybe Dilated's going to be up there. It's going to be a lot of dope acts. It's going to be kind of like a Fat Beats thing. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, because it sounds like you guys all know what's up with hip-hop. So, you know what I mean? Shout out to y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. Well, you know what, man? Y'all been great, man. I'm about to get up out of here, but like, yo, again, shout out Alchemy. I appreciate you, fam, for the comments and the coins. Shout out Aquarian. Thank you for the coins and all that. Shout out to the homie, the one and only. Happy birthday, man. I hope you're doing good. Have a great birthday weekend. Shout out to my people in South Central, Compton, San Bernardino, Inland Empire, Highland Park, you know what I mean? Pasadena, Long Beach, New York, East Coast, the Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens. You know what I mean? Where else are my people from? I got peoples from all over, man. Detroit, Texas. You know what I mean? Austin, Texas. Shout out. Shout out to my peoples all over, man. That's why I love doing these things, man. I start building that base all over the country, all over the world, really, man. But we building it all over the country for sure. I got peoples in New York. I got peoples in Chicago. Got peoples in Texas. I got peoples in Florida. People in Cali. You know what I mean? People in D.C. People in Detroit. The Midwest. You know what I mean? We going all over. So thank you. Shout out Alan. I'm doing great. Hopefully you good. Poise, shout you out, man. I'm going to check you guys on the next one. Make sure you guys tune in tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. I'll be here like around 9 p.m., like 9:30-ish Eastern time. So I'm going to catch you guys on the next one, all right? You from Ohio. Shout out Ohio, man. Shout out to the Midwest. shout you guys out, man. I appreciate y'all, man. Thank you for the likes coming in. I'm going to hit you guys on the next one. All right. Make sure you guys check me tomorrow. We'll continue this conversation of real hip hop. All right. All right. I'm going to be up out of here. Peace. And thank you to you that are on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? I could keep it going because it looks like it's really popping right now. But, I want to save my energy for tomorrow because tomorrow we might do a little bit more of a more thorough, deeper stream. Today we were just talking. But, yeah, man, I hope you guys all have a good rest of your evening. Good night. And we're going to take it out with Eminem for those of you on YouTube.
For here, that again. Wait, I'll give you another one. Beastie Boys. Beastie Boys was like the white Run DMC. Their voices, all of their voices meshed together so well. But Run DMC, bro, the way they would interchange and just go like say one line, like I've never heard a group like that.
And then Jam Master Jay would come in, and somehow, even with the energy of DMC and Run, the DJ comes in, and his scratches are as powerful and as exciting as they are on the melodies unmakeable, patent unescapable, a horn if you want, the starlight possess.
Terrible on paper, right? Because you don't necessarily know, unless you're a rapper yourself, you don't necessarily know where, even if you are, you don't know where they're going to hit the beat at, what pocket they're going to choose. Yeah. And he was in an ill pocket. Like he was kind of going like, and he'd go a little faster and then he kind of slow down. Like, so you could catch what he just said.
And he had your intensity as well. I love that you were looking at it through your fingers just like the rest of us were, because it's like that song is it's become this iconic moment for you, but it's like millions and millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of people love that song. And so when you're going to bring it into a comedy environment, it's such a powerful story. You're like, oh no, just Pete, no, what are you doing? But he kept your intensity. That's the thing.
Yeah, his delivery was for sure really on point because it was not what I expected when I saw it. I was like, man, this is actually really good. The whole thing was great.
Let me put something to you. That wall behind you, right? That's an exercise of manifestation. Like every one of those cassettes that you wanted to own, that you knew you already loved, but you didn't have the money to own them. That just continues to feed your ambition and your desire to make your voice heard, right? To add value, to be a part of it, And then you go through that list and you've met a lot of people on that wall. Now that we're in fan mode.
Just saw you, my beautiful Linda. Hope you're having a great day at work. I'm going to catch you guys on the next one. All right. See y'all tomorrow. Peace.
He was just standing in there by himself, right? And he walks up to this woman that worked for Dre at the time, and they knew each other. So they were like, hey, what up? And I'm standing, I don't even know what to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, how do I not play myself in front of one of my favorite rappers of all time? I got to figure this out. And he quoted one of my lyrics I forgot what song it was. Oh, he said, how can I be white? I don't even exist.
Wow.
And I was like, what the So Dre had played him that. But I just it blew my mind. Like, that was I think Tretch is actually the first rapper that I ever met, like famous rapper in person.
And he's one of your absolute favorites, right? Like I know he's in the top 3 for you.
Oh, he's up there. He's definitely, he has to be up there. Like he taught me so many things. Like,
this is a great conversation. Great conversation.
He was so unorthodox with the flow and always had the punchlines. I heard the tape and flip. What do you say? I heard the tape and flip.
Yeah, he's right about Tretch. This is a great interview. If you guys haven't watched this, I highly recommend you go watch this interview. Probably one of Eminem's most authentic, real interviews. But thank you. Thank you to everybody that tuned in. Thank you. I'm going to see y'all tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern. That's 6 p.m., 6:30 Western time, 9:30 p.m. Eastern time. I'm out. Peace, y'all.